Welcome to episode 1 of the Legacy of Ferem. We will go around the table introducing player and character.
I'm Donnie. I am playing Ferem Orion, the Great Warrior.
Alright, I'm Devon, and I'm playing Raziel, the poor innocent bab.
This is Aiden. I am playing Techie Adaal, the wizard who could.
This is Lindsay. I'm playing Farine Temperance, the arrogant noble of water punching.
And of course, we have never left our intrepid heroes!
There we go.
But we will be starting with them. Each will be coming to Adaal, a city in the shadow of Marrow, where they will be coming to be picked up by the Wave Dancer, a flagship of House Ferem. We will start with whoever doesn't touch the nose. Damn it.
I thought you were just going to start with the farthest out.
What is your character's appearance?
I am a slight individual, very short in stature, with aqua features and a very... Let's go with almost boyish rather than showing the age he is at
Clothing?
19. No, he's not fancy as alpha. Relatively well-worn leathers, nothing terribly colorful that begets the rest of what he is.
So rich?
Yes.
Poor? Robes?
Yes.
Tunic?
Yes.
Everything.
It changes.
Boots that
I
go
look
up
like
to your
no one
thighs?
has
He
ever-
looks like a first-time mother dressed him for winter. He just kind of waddles.
I have a lair for every occasion.
Yes, but
General.
put the bikini on the outside.
Because that makes sense.
Anime.
Dressed
Pretty
like
much.
a cheap lesser noble.
Okay.
Fine clothes, but not brand new and gaudy.
Oh, one description that I always give to Exalted, by the way, is if you told Greek tales in the anime style. Hercules, but in anime.
So somehow more
I think they've
Hercules
done
than
that.
Hercules.
Yes.
More human than human.
Luckily, I know a lot about Greek mythology, so that makes perfect sense.
Well, basically...
Oh, it won't help you at all.
Basically,
It's take Greek mythology and throw it into Asian
there's
mythology.
actually a few Greek mythology things that do stick around. Technically Roman, but whatever.
They've got short swords
Forget
they stab
Roman
with.
mythology.
They were Greek
Oh,
mythology.
come
Romans
on,
came
you
in.
know the
with it.
difference.
It's still all from Greek.
There's no bestiality.
Not all of it.
Most of it.
Not all of it, though.
Most of it's from the
Some of
other
it
cultures they beat
does...
Yes. They were the America of the free America.
Well, technically every major civilization back then did the same thing. But that's beside the point. What does your character appear as?
A giant.
I'm a giant. I am 6.5 feet tall and 300 pounds. Well muscled, as big as an ox, and I weigh as much as an ox. Relatively soft spoken. When I do speak, it's usually in a voice that everyone listens. I'm very intimidating in appearance and in speech. I also have a sword as big as I am that I carry on a sheath on my back.
Cool. And clothing-wise?
Clothing wise, I am wearing, let's see here.
Whatever standard issue.
Clothing tends towards colors of red, yellows, and oranges with a black underlayer. The skin have some kind of an odd skin condition. Skin is kind of chalky and grayish in pallor, so I wear head to toe. Only things you can see are my head, my hands, and my boots. So that's about it. Everything else is under a layer of some sort, and I have a ponytail that goes down to my feet, but I keep it coiled around my neck.
Interesting.
You should use that against him.
I might.
It will.
No, I'm saying you should.
No, he probably will.
You
Make
should
up.
strangle you with it.
Part of the martial discipline thing is taking the time to braid it. You can keep it if you can take care of it, and that was my one little rebellion.
You should totally have that be an interaction between you and your first school sergeant, where he said, you gotta cut that off. No, I like it. You can keep it if you can braid it all. And I mean it all. And that was your
Man, that
rebellion.
big doesn't
That
know
sounds
a
like an awesome part of your story.
Man, that big doesn't know the first thing about womanly things.
I think you may get some title based on the horse or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All his stuff is hand-me-downs. Most of it you got from the college. The sword, old, well-worn, dinged, nicked, chipped. The armor, dull. It's been cleaned and polished 1,000 times. Threadbare, but serviceable.
Okay.
Because he's poor.
Very poor.
Very poor. Lost egg poor.
Well, he was poor. Now he's got the backing of that.
But I have to go to the bank to get it, and it's like 3,000 miles that way.
Hey,
Yes.
did you forget to erase the sweet rolls?
You no longer have sweet rolls.
Oh, damn it.
What?
He got a whole bag of like 20 sweet rolls.
It
It
was-
was all a dream.
But I have the 20 left. So I'm
Wait.
okay with that.
Yes,
I spent $20 on that. That's all I had. All the money I ever wanted.
He has money now.
Oh!
All right. Just because I like to be contrary, there's a sweet bun dealer.
Makes a killing outside the gates of the House of Bell.
He's actually standing near the docks as the people move back and forth, and he's doing the old hot cross buns. He's actually singing hot cross buns, hot cross buns.
This is before the storm comes in.
You're just gonna be traumatized this entire
Deja vu.
Oh no, it's not deja vu.
You there, child, come forth. Surely you would like a bun.
No, I'm good.
They're delicious.
And I'm sure
Lemony goodness.
I'll find two.
Thank you for your patronage. Very thank you.
Okay.
I'm just imagining the first street vendor outside the House of Bells. That person makes a killing.
Probably.
True.
What's this? The
There's
greasiest,
a burrito guy.
The greasiest, fattiest food you've ever had. What's the meat? It's meat.
Pork buns.
I'll take 20.
Mystery meat.
We don't care. We're cadets.
Basically school lunches nowadays. Mystery meat.
So you have finally arrived
it's
at the
not
docks
flavor.
where you're supposed to be.
Mhm.
You've spoken briefly to the quivering mass that is the quartermaster, who seems to be both shying away from you as soon as you said
Why?
anything.
Grunt.
But he has informed you that it is indeed that the wave dancer is indeed expected upon that dock this very afternoon, and that the wave dancer has never known to be late.
It's
Good.
gonna be late, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You may go.
This is my office.
Oh, I know it's saying. How you're out on the docks. Okay, well, that changes things a little.
Now you're a dragon. It changes nothing.
You may blow up. Thank you.
But if you so wish, Great Dragon, I will of course move along.
I thank him for his time, and then I step out of his office and find a spot in the shade to wait. And I'll start rebraiding the tip of my hair.
The great ball of light that is the unconquered sun's chariot in the
Straight
sky.
up, so there is no shade.
It actually is moving behind Mount Marrow right now, so the shade is becoming quite ever present.
Okay, good. Gets hot in all these clothes.
Mhm.
I will find a wall to hold up, and I will hold that wall up until the wave dancer arrives.
Okay.
I don't know these people, and I don't have much money.
You have found yourself a wall next to the booth of the bun seller, and there's a young boy, perhaps. Maybe he's 10,
Okay.
12. Hard to
No.
say, really. He's actually yeah, but you're short.
That's not creepy
and he's
at all.
tall. and he's
you're fine.
giant, and you're boyish.
5'1".
Phobia, short people.
Seriously?
No.
Okay.
That would be good.
That was hilarious.
There you go. There's an idea
No,
for your
I'm
next character.
thinking-
That'd be an elephant in the mouse syndrome.
So this kid walks by you, munching on a lemon bun, another one in hand, and as he walks by you, a light breeze wafts past your face.
He just crop dusted you.
Hashtag drive-by?
Yes.
Personal questions for each of you. Do you wear your insignia?
Insignia.
What?
House insignia.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, you were adopted from. You're like this. This is mine.
I earned this.
This is going on everything.
I'm a 13-year-old in fine clothes and a fancy ring.
I'm not paying that close of attention.
He probably
I
doesn't
saw
see the ring.
crossbones.
Right. No.
What's your notice level?
What
Do
notice
you
level?
really want to know?
What notice level?
D4 minus 2.
This is the
You don't
party's
have
notice.
notice?
I have D4. Hearing.
You have D4. Okay.
Yep, that's the party's notice.
Hearing. He's not paying attention to your ring.
Yeah, that was a point dump. I had to put it somewhere.
He probably
I have, like,
noticed. He probably noticed the guy sell you it, but beyond that, he probably didn't pay attention.
I got better things to
Probably
do than
eyeballing it.
think about
Do you
children.
have,
I'm
do you have
waiting
a
for a
notice
boat.
of D4 or above?
No. No.
You have no notice whatsoever.
Flint, party's notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
these
just-
are the two in the scene at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I'm just summarizing for you. Party's
Negative.
lore and occult. Party's notice.
Giant scary guy, lemon bun. Okay.
Yeah.
Got my priorities.
Right. Lemon bun. Well, what's your sorcery again?
What's my sorcery?
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy. Or transmutation, alchemy.
Okay.
Can I put some on?
One taco left. Anyone want it?
No, thank you. I just had 4 burritos.
Fine, I'll eat it.
Yeah. Insights of alchemy that manifests through transmutation.
Okay. So,
I'm an Elric.
A what?
I'm an Elric.
Full metal.
Oh!
Oh, sorry, bud.
I'm not that good.
You should be.
Jesus Christ.
taco it up, man. So the two of you just pass by each other, completely unaware of this.
By the way,
Kind of sad.
Flint, this is how most of his game went. He's like, you guys should be interested.
I was the only one who was interested, and that's why I almost died.
And because neither of us cared.
I was just trying to find out where I fit in.
Do you wear it or not?
Insignia? Of course.
Okay.
I am noble.
Yes.
Get your nose
Gets you in fun.
away.
In traditional fashion, you were graduated, which means that you are expected
Wow,
to
you got
go
married.
on a pilgrimage to your home and live the life of the monk the whole way there. So you were given the robes on your back, a staff if you so chose, and a hat, and that's all you left class with.
What about my artifact armor?
What about?
Not here yet.
Oh. I'm still imagining the graduation. And you graduate. No, thank you. Go home. No, thank you. Do I need to punch you to fail? I will do this.
You were told that you do need to go home.
I know, forcibly, through many meetings.
Your master told you had to do this, that this was your test.
Can I choose to fail? Ow! Ow, ow, ow! Please stop hitting me.
Well, let's think about that. Thump! No. But I don't thump! It's gonna be like the milk all over again.
Death is... So I am dressed poor and unhappy.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
To be fair, standard mood, unhappy.
Yeah.
So a monk, in what way would you bear your symbol?
The flashiest way I'd be allowed to while wearing this?
So a headband?
Probably.
Ninja monk.
Or a beret?
You know you want to choker.
Probably the choker.
Okay.
Who?
Her.
So you can either do the front of the neck style, which is kind of uncomfortable, or the side of the neck style.
Just get it really hot and burn it in.
Says the fire drake.
Yeah.
Burn me! It's not working!
Side of the neck.
Side of the neck?
She probably tried the front and got pissed off at it halfway through.
Okay, what's your notice level on it?
I have noticed. That's funny. I rolled 3 the entire time he had us roll notice checks last time.
But do you actually have any?
No, I'm a monk. I have skill. Did you not read my character sheet? Skills. Womp womp.
Yep, I'm the notice here.
Wow.
When I said party notice, I was not kidding.
I'm really good at the ones I do have.
Oh, I punch things.
I can't talk, but I can.
I had a notice skill, and
I
then
had
I
a lot of
realized I
skills.
needed
Notice
a
was not
D10
one of
martial
them.
arts, and then I stopped having
Quiet kid that
skills.
It's like we're all pieces of a
everything
single person.
around.
So, you have two choices. You can have come here overland, or you can take small little jumps along the shores by various small boats.
That sounds lame. I'll go overland.
Overland? Okay. So, you're probably pretty, you
Seasick.
graduated from the 5 signs, which is generally, if I remember correctly, an art school. Wasn't the 5 signs the art school?
Yes,
misremembering.
it is in art school.
Okay.
Also self-perfection.
Well,
Yeah, and self-perfection and melee, because they're duelists as well.
City of Thorns. Fuck yeah.
So you've made your way across. You were given your graduation presents, which would generally be a set of equipment that you would be. They're all basically masterwork style items. So you'd be given a very well. What's your preferred dress?
Dress?
Yeah.
Just the armor.
Armor, like leather armor.
Yeah,
or?
leather armor.
Okay, then you will have a very I don't know. Do you have a color in mind?
Brown.
Brown. Okay.
Just-
So you'd have a brown armor with possibly red or golden accents to it. It's got a maker's mark that is prominently displayed on probably one of the pauldrons. You'd have. Do you carry a weapon of any kind?
Brass knuckles and
No.
fighting chain.
A fighting chain?
Yes.
Like commissary, or
Yes.
I don't know what that is, so I'll just.
is it a chain with a ball on the end only, or is it a chain with essentially a sickle on one side and a spike on the other?
Or
Wait, what?
you choose what you want on the end of your chain.
Just a ball? Just-
Weighted balls.
Okay.
Nice balls.
The wonderful thing about the balls is they're very, very concealable. Once you put the other kind of weapons on the end, it becomes far less concealable.
Is that a kissery gauntlet?
It's a
No,
belt.
no, it's for harvesting wheat. Why is there a chain to it? I lose this thing.
It's attached right here.
I have 2 concealable weapons. Awesome.
Okay, so each of those would be given to you that are well maintained.
Okay.
Granted, I can't really think of how to fancy up the ball and chain,
Or
but
the brass knuckles.
the brass knuckles can have all sorts
of designs.
designs and such.
Lots
on
of
them.
designs in the balls, probably.
Punch drones.
You must have been so
you can
uncomfortable
even
when
have
they
it so
used
that
you.
it actually cuts into them a specific word if you so choose. Like, suck it!
I'm dying.
Too
hey,
close.
This is love.
No.
It's actually a thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Only the toughest of tough guys get that though. And the spider webs and teardrops. Yeah. I'm totally not making it up. I've actually seen these in my life.
I have a guy in my section right now that says, can't say no.
Oh man. Not something you want to have
People
in prison,
where
that's for
he
sure.
works make poor life choices. A lot of them.
That's
Anyway,
Alright.
so you've made your way across this way. However, it's taken you probably a whole season. And by the way, there are 5 seasons in creation. Each one is 3 months long. Ascendant, Resplendent, Descendant. Those are the months. And an elemental named Winter. So Resplendent Air, Descendant Air. Or sorry, Ascendant Air, Resplendent Air, Descendant Air.
Okay.
Yeah, great. So it's probably taking you an entire season, plus a little longer, to make that whole trek.
Okay.
Which means that your very fine boots probably need to be replaced completely. Your wonderful armor probably is a bit faded now. Your weapons are probably fine.
Make sure you wield them.
So you made this very long trek. You're probably a little dusty.
I look like a street rat.
Trail worn.
Not as much.
Trail worn, lesser noble maybe.
Okay.
By the way, what is your character's element level?
What's his spirit?
What's your what is your spirit level?
D8.
Okay, so you have small influences at best in your
6?
appearance.
Yeah.
So
So 6,
none.
8, and I have a 10.
Yeah, my thing is if I stand in one place too long, ash tends to accumulate around me.
That's cool.
It means if I stand there one place for like 24 hours, I'll have enough to scoop up and throw in someone's eyes. Said it can't be mechanically mechanically.
I don't have pupils. I have completely
No,
black.
what's your spirit?
8.
8. So you have a small amount.
Yeah, I don't have any whites for my eyes. It's just black.
She's a creepy elf.
My character hates her.
Also, just it's like my hair
Ski
is
bow.
my hair's a little more black than blue for the Asian black-blue hair color.
Okay, so for Dragonblooded, if you're at D4 or D6, you have pretty much no apparent visible
You
qualities.
look human, 100%.
D8, itty bitty thing, something minor. D10, somewhat noticeable, something more obvious. Your hair might be the specific color. Or something.
D12, my head is on fire.
D12, you're probably pretty pronounced. And then when you start going up ranks in power as well, then it'll start to accumulate there as well.
Ranks, I don't remember seeing anything about that.
Okay. In Savage Worlds, you start out as what's called a novice rank character.
Okay.
When you get 25 XP, you will go up to...
That's total XP spent on your character?
Yes.
Okay.
You will go up to Seasoned. When you get 25 more, you will go up to Veteran?
I think it's better. And those are the tiers that you can buy edges from.
Exactly.
Okay. How does that relate to ability scores?
It doesn't. However, it does relate to how your elemental power will manifest.
Okay.
You will physically become more and more elementally aspected as you gain in ranks.
Okay.
So when you find an Elder Dragonblood, they're usually a higher rank, plus they have a spirit of a certain level, and those add together
So they're
to
like
make
a
them
living
more.
embodiment of their element.
Which is like really old wood dragons.
If you ever meet the Elder of the Hotosai family, you will see this.
Yes, he's literally true.
Because he is the eldest member of the entire family, and he's also a very high spirit character. So he is essentially a legendary level plus the full spirit. So he's essentially an ent.
Okay.
Trent would have worked too.
Yeah.
We should name him Trent.
No.
Trent the Trent.
He has a much more interesting name. And if you can figure out where it's from, I'll be impressed.
He does that a lot too.
I just heard a dog breath.
There's
Yes.
dogs everywhere.
Generally, names and other things like that are actually clues to
There's a
what's
dog
going on.
there too.
You arrive at the dock where you are supposed to finally be. There are a number of people milling around. In fact, I should have described this to the others of you. There is a number of people who are milling around of various different richer garbs than you should normally see just standing around on the dock. They're also kind of in little cliques as you look about. You are amongst the only people that are just sitting out there by yourselves. You just holding up the side of the wall and him
Being
pondering
loser.
the
he
chemical
does
makeup
crossbud.
of the lemon frosting.
It's obviously artificial.
Well, it must be.
How far away is the closest of these cliques?
Oh, probably only maybe 15, 30 feet.
I try to overhear what they're talking
Oh,
about.
come on.
Well, you see, this time, I think I will be able to do it. If we just purchase the right number and kind of fish, we can take that, and I can turn it into a wonderful profit margin, and then Nothi will be bound to be impressed by us. Certainly fish is the way to go. No, you're wrong. Obviously, we need to deal in weapons. Weapons, war, that's where the money is. We need to go ahead and take our egg, our nest egg, and invest it into axes, swords, shields. These things we can take. We don't sell them at home. Why would we sell them in Cherak? That's not a good idea. We take them, we put them on a different ship, we send them with one of my guild contacts. No, we can't use the guild. She hates the guild. You're an idiot. And they argue on.
That was almost worth the price of admission.
What was the price of admission?
Exactly.
The time.
You arrive at these docks. You see the cliques of people. You see the giant. Sorry, you're hard to miss.
Yes,
And all you know is that you haven't eaten for the last 18 hours you've been on the road.
Oh, no.
And, you're really bad at this begging thing.
Requires
The monks
humility.
made it look so easy, but every time you just glare at people, they don't give you money for some reason.
He has another bun.
Oh, there's a child walking by with 2 buns.
That's right, because it's the vouchers. No food. I'll just... Right. I don't have currency.
They didn't give me.
You, small child.
Keep walking.
I said small child.
By the way, you will look around and notice almost everyone on this dock is wearing House Ferem, but they're not talking to each other. Well, except for that little 4 and that little 3. And, wow, that's a scary looking dude.
And she's yelling at a kid.
Yeah, and she's even got it on, and, well, you're not sure about him. That could just be one of these nobles of this little town, of this port city.
Little noble.
If he doesn't stop, I will try to physically grab his shoulder.
Oh, no.
Sure, unless you have something that I should know.
I do not have a vicious phobia of being touched.
Okay.
Yeah, that's ended badly for us before.
Or an electrified aura of deathy death.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Did you settle on a particular type of garb? Was it tunic, robe, what?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them, no. Words. They are coming from my mouth for some reason.
They just did.
Yeah, I know. Tan undergarments with black leathers oiled on over them.
Okay, so you're essentially wearing armor?
No.
Underwear with boots.
Quail man.
Old school layering.
Okay, is that a tunic?
It's a vest and breeches.
Oh, okay, all right.
With full undershirt, thank you.
Okay, so
Do something with those hot buns.
So you grab his tunic or just the vest?
I tried to grab by the shoulder, but if I
Okay,
miss and
go
grab the
for
vest,
it.
I'll What do you want me to roll?
You don't need to. He's not resisting.
Okay.
Nuh-uh.
I did this last time. I swept up a kid.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
flashbacks. Dramatic flashbacks.
Can I help you?
Small child. I'm
What?
a monk.
Okay.
Not about as well as I thought I'd get.
And I hold out my hand.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Adaal.
I point at the one you were not eating.
Oh, the vendor's right over there.
No,
Yes, he is.
I will take that one.
Are you drooling yet?
I'm just gonna watch this. Kind
I
of.
will take that one.
Here's a coin. Go buy it. This one's mine.
Can I technically do that?
Yeah.
I can technically do that.
I gave
Okay.
money.
I walk over with coin. You, bun seller.
Oh, yes, miss!
All I can get for this.
What did you give her?
I don't
Copper.
More or less what I spent for one.
A bed washer.
Ah, yes, of course, miss. It is good to see one of the order.
Thank you. Oh,
That was
Dale.
it.
From what shrine do you hail?
I'm from Cloister of Wisdom.
If you could give a good prayer to the Lady of Peace of the Isle, I would be most gracious. I have several sons at war.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
A small tankard of water, if you wouldn't be so kind as to make those prayers.
Don't do it.
Oh, yeah, there's probably a class on this. Alright, so what am I going to roll that I don't have?
No, you don't have to do it now. He's just
Oh,
asking.
no, she's going to finish eating
His
first.
detect magic isn't working.
She's...
This stupid peasant isn't going to.
She was actually about to drink the water before he said for prayers. I was like,
He's refusing him. He looks bashful and goes back. Goes to the other side of his stall where he starts to call out for his buns yet again.
Walk off.
You did it. Come on.
All right, so
She actually said something.
a small dainty girl in a full kimono, tiny little feet, slowly moving in her tight kimono, begins moving back and forth between the various different groups, and she sees you, and she seems to recognize something about you. She walks over and goes, "Are you family?" And she will hold up her bracelet, which shows the Ferem sign.
Well, yes, little sister, I am.
What side are you from?
Strazen side.
You have the
It
complicated.
is so good to see family. I am sorry I'm not one of your side, but it is good to see you. There are many other members of the house here. Would you like to speak to any of them? I can certainly introduce you.
Sure.
I am Ferem Malkasai Miami.
So you don't need post game.
That's her name, or that is she's declaring her.
She's giving her full name.
In this society, you say your house,
Ferem.
then your family,
Razensai.
and then your name.
Right.
So, if you are going to talk to someone and want to be a pompous ass, you say all three of them, in that order. If you want to be a normal member of the house speaking to another member of the house, generally you'll say one and then the next. If you're part of the same family within the house, you'll just say that one.
Okay, so I'd be Razensai Ferem, or Razensai Orion.
Unless you're speaking to someone outside of your house, and then you'll be Ferem, your name.
Okay.
Because no one cares about the subs in the house.
It's just as complicated as real life. I like it.
Yeah. So this is for
complicated
inside the house. This is for outside the house, and this is for pompous ass.
Or cord.
This guy.
I'm so sorry. I meant just Malchuside, ma'am. I'm so nervous. I haven't seen any members of the family in ages. Come here, family. And she will hug your waist because she's
not
tiny.
very tall.
Yes, I will allow it.
If this were an anime, she'd be dead within the season.
She says,
But she
"Would
can
you
make
like
it
to
to
meet
season
any of the other family?"
Sure,
Or
you
would
know.
you, okay. Who would you like to meet? Do you remember anyone from your childhood?
No.
No?
Slay and beat.
I'm sorry. You said your name was what again?
Times.
Razensai Orion.
Oh, of course, Orion. I'm sorry, I don't remember you. Maybe you exalted after I left.
Possibly.
In any case, I just met one of your relatives. Would you like to meet your cousin?
Please.
Certainly, this way.
Was it worth
Come. And she's, of course, going with those tiny little steps because she has very tight kimono.
Mm-hmm.
And she will walk you along, and she even has difficulty with some of the actual planks of the dock.
Oh, I'd love to see her walking upstairs like a penguin waddle.
And she's of course trying to make a little small talk, talking about your great size and how your fathers must be so proud of you.
Answers are monosyllabic. All.
I've been hungry for 18 hours.
Okay.
Let me
I've got
maximize
hungry
that so I
for
can see my note. Oh God!
But that's
Damn you, son of a!
I have very few personal connections of any
It
kind.
is a personal connection between one individual and another, usually a bond of sorts.
Did the sensei send you here to make sure I didn't screw this up?
You already screwed it up.
Senpai, no!
Senpai, please.
Can I go back
Okay,
then?
she starts walking you to a pair that are standing at the very end of the dock. This took maybe half an hour for her to get there.
Wow. And we walked past several other groups.
Yes, several other groups, and you see
just saying
a trio sitting at the end. One of them is actually sitting on one of the piers of the dock. The other two are standing nearby. They are the prettiest of pretty boys you've seen in a long time. One of them, not sure if it's male or female.
Yeah.
Kind of a pat thing going on, but in a very pretty sort of way.
So wait, question. Would that be like what the society considers beautiful, given that the women are higher up?
Yes.
That is? Okay.
Yeah.
So it falls
Him
like
as a
It's
giant
not a weird
as a
thing.
giant rock of a man is kind of the ugliest form of masculine in this society.
Okay.
You gotta be a soldier to appreciate the kind of stuff.
Or you have to be, you like that type, sort of a bad boy kind of a thing. I don't know.
Question,
I'm not
Strasensai,
a-
what is their purview?
Huh?
What is the purview of Strasensai?
The thing you're least suited to, it's spiritual matters.
Oh, I actually have a really high spirit. I just don't use it all that well yet. Okay. So I was trying to remember, because the other one was the construction and building, the Donasai.
Yeah, Donasai is mining and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it's not quite spirit in that sense, it's faith, spiritual.
The thing I should probably have.
But you don't.
Nope.
So she walks you over, and as you get close, they sort of look up at you in some mild confusion.
Oh dear.
You're a spirit 8, so you're barely noticeable. What was your tell again?
Ash. There's constantly fine
There's a
ash
little bit
raining
of
around
ash
me.
near you. Okay, so it's not something that you necessarily always pick up on.
Yeah, it would take a couple minutes to
Yeah.
accumulate.
Yeah.
It's not like walking by me when you suddenly...
If I was standing in a puddle, it would be different. It would be like,
murky.
yes. I'd be surfacting away from me.
See, I have that static electricity.
He is the one sitting on the pier is the one that she seems to be leading you most towards, and you can see that he's wearing kind of an odd set of colors. He's got a very patchwork orange and white thing, but it looks like he's been standing in the sun for a long time or it's very old, and the colors are just kind of drab, but they may have at one time been vibrant and beautiful.
But they look worn and threadbare?
Not threadbare, just like they've faded quite a bit.
Okay.
He looks up to you and says, and then looks down to her. He says, Mayama-san, who is this that you bring to me? She says, Kabuto, this is your cousin, Orion. He is a great warrior. He's been telling me. Well, he hasn't been telling me much, but I wanted to meet someone from his family, and you are his family, so I brought him to you. Thanks.
I know.
I know.
By the way, I'm probably watching this just...
You followed them just to watch?
No. Well, I'm probably
I have a feeling I should be close by.
I'm just meandering around, and this guy seems interesting. I mean, he's kind of a giant, so...
Okay. Very well. I am Surinsai Kabuto, and you are...
My name is Helmut.
Where did you school,
His name is...
large one?
I schooled at the House of Bells, cousin.
And you have their legendary sense of wit and witticism, I assume.
Sure.
I chuckle.
At least there's some humor in you, then?
It has its limits, but yes.
I see, those limits are vast. Oceans! Perhaps you could teach this here to be thinner. We could perhaps convince it to be much like your sense of humor, and then we could just stroll across.
Possibly. Go off the edge.
Push him in! Push him in! Push him in!
Damn it, I was going to, but now you said it, I want to.
Do it still! Come on!
Damn, I even had a witty one-liner and everything.
Do
Ruined it!
it! Come on!
If you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, I was going to do it anyway. I look over the edge, and I look back at him, and I smile, and I push him off the pier into the water.
Alright, give me a, let's see, that would be either
Martial arts? Or...
either martial arts or give me an athletics.
I think that's going to have to be athletics. Correct. So that'll be 2 6s. Does it matter which one's the wild one?
If
The
you're rolling
D6
this-
is...
He's rolling 2 d6s.
Oh, he's rolling 2d6?
If they're the same die, no. It doesn't matter which one's which.
Okay.
You just know you have to pick one of them.
He botched.
Oh, let's roll!
Alright!
Hey, guys!
Kabuto will gingerly let your hand come past him, grab on the backside of you, and push you across as he spins in his little seat.
I'm just gonna snicker.
And you go crashing into the water below.
That's not going to go well.
What's he
No,
saying?
you're
Come
right.
on, he's gotta have
It
a
didn't
witty
go
one-liner
Well,
for
I'm
that.
sputtering at the moment.
No,
I'm
not
trying to
you.
swim
There has
because...
to be.
Not you, the person who insulted your intelligence.
There has to be.
I don't have words for this. You. And he turns to the other guy. Let's see, which one is that? Is that this one? No, that one.
He's gonna be, you know he's going to be next to yours. He has to be.
Who is his friend? I should have written that down on his own. Oh, that was the other one. The too pretty, unable to tell if it's male or female. Will say, I think he looks good, or he makes a wonderful wet t-shirt contest. Perhaps we should get some more.
Do you need out or do you need one in?
The door's open.
Yeah, but it might not be. I had to move my chair because he wouldn't go around me.
What's up?
He kept trying to push out like between the leg of the table and here, so I had to move my chair because he was just sitting
Wow.
Congratulations. You
No.
met it, Ashley.
there. He just wants in.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Because I did have
Yes,
to move my
yes,
chair
yeah.
earlier because he was stuck between here and refused to move around until I moved my chair to let him out.
Notes of
I'd recommend it.
for the people who slighted him.
This is
I
I do
used-
have a minor enemy I have to find
I do.
somewhere.
I usually bring a
I
small
think you just
notepad and write a
found
bunch of them.
Just remember, all of this is recorded as well. So,
Mhm.
and he does compress silences out.
Yes, I try to use the...
There's not going to be much silence with this crowd.
Actually, there's a lot more than you think. I thought I had a very talky group last time, and generally the silence disappeared like 40 minutes
Yeah, it was
or
nice.
more. Actually, one time it was even like 2 hours that disappeared.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm assuming that was when we were in Dragonlandia.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because there was a lot of silence when we were in Dragonlance.
Yeah, well, that had to do with Mr. Crazy who played one game session.
2 game sessions, and managed just.
Did he play 2? I could have sworn he only
Yeah, it
played
was in
one.
2 episodes.
He played a second one, and that second episode is what screwed me over.
Chris won that.
Go
Screw you
investigate and find the
guys,
leader of the
I'm
resistance.
going home.
Hi, bartender. Can I speak to the leader of the resistance?
Oh
It
god.
was
Room gets quiet.
It was an adventure where I was highlighting the difference between honor and morality,
Morality.
and he chose morality and fucked everybody.
And then he rolled. And then he rolled roll so high that he completely took your plot.
Parts of it, yes. You guys weren't supposed to find out that they existed for like several adventures, but
Well, it's not like we could use it.
you could have. You guys never pursued it.
And then you made my character go crazy.
Well, that was just fun.
You gotta find your enjoyment where you can.
So, the two of them will be chittering and laughing, and Mayame will, of course, be standing or kneeling over to the side, putting her head over, and as you come up, just yelling down, "Are you okay?"
I growl. climbing up the pier.
Do you have climb?
Yes,
Or athletics,
actually, I got athletics, and
And it's big.
I have climbing. It's favored.
You gotta scale that like a monkey.
It is
That's
a one and a
explosion?
raise.
No, that's an explosion. You roll
Because
it
you
again.
rolled a max on the die, you roll a second die and add it to that, so keep going.
Right. Okay. 7 plus 5.
Eleven.
No.
You,
You don't
6
count that one.
plus
6,
4.
7.
No,
No,
you don't
you
add.
count that
one.
You don't add.
What
Oh,
was it? 6
You
plus
pick-
5 is 11.
Okay.
No,
But
you-
he said 6, 7, and then
Oh.
That's
oh
a
I
four.
thought it was add them together, and then this was a raise because I rolled the max and
No.
it go up again.
When
each
you
die
roll,
is taken separately, but when you roll a max, that's called an explosion or
Mhm.
an acing, and then you roll it again, and this is considered a continuation of that number.
Okay,
you don't get both
These
dice.
does not add to it.
so that died.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if there's anything but a 1, would it have added on?
No.
No.
It's a, you pick a
I'm
dice.
really confused.
Okay.
Because I thought that was a d6 for the athletics plus a d6 wild die.
No, the D6 wild die is never added. It is there to help your probability of success.
Okay, that's the one. You choose whichever is the highest one. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense
Or
now.
lowest, depending on.
Don't know how I missed that in our first session.
I'm not sure either, because I
Even
made a point of
remember
that.
it.
Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I rocket up out of the water, climbing this thing like a monkey.
You can it
He almost
is not the
flew out of the
easiest
water.
thing to climb, but it is an old pier, so there are spots where you can rip into. And
Oh, I'm really angry, so
Hey.
that's fueling me as I climb up out of the water.
Look, he is a gorilla. You were right. You are so right. Oh, Jago,
Cue screen
don't
and-
insult gorillas that way.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Already?
Don't insult
Did I
girls.
not just count down from Q screaming?
Hey, I'm spiritual, but I have a fiery temper. Come on, rim shot? No one?
So you climb up and you find that that the black-haired first one was the one who insulted you, and then there's the ambiguously male-female one that's standing with him, and they both moved aside to allow you to finish climbing up the pier without having them in the way.
Oh, how gentlemanly.
Well, they don't want their clothes wet.
Womanly.
That's hard to say. So, did you have a good swim, dear cousin?
I try to knock him in again.
He's standing in the middle of the pier this time, so you have
I'll
to
grab him and physically throw him in.
Here it is.
Yes.
Okay. Wow!
Oscars.
So you get to roll them
Both, and choose whichever.
and take the higher.
It's a 10. Oh,
Oh my God,
Keep
keep
going
going.
again. 12.
Jesus.
18.
Or
I'm spinning it.
28.
28.
He
Okay.
got himself a gnome sugar
Now-
daddy.
Now, I will say that, oh, you know what? I forgot to grab
I
my
do a little bit of
outfit.
the twirling around thing, make him scream like a girl.
in front of you. My apologies.
Do not look.
I'm totally looking.
There are 4 of us.
Yeah, I'm just making sure there's 4. Okay, there's 4. That's my standard GMs. And,
Lucky
wild
DA.
die.
He's a wild
They're
card.
named characters that are family members. Of course we're a wild die.
All of them.
Just be glad Lady Kakita doesn't exist, sweetheart.
Yes, she does. She's your grandmother.
Yeah, but I'm not you. See, I'm incompetent. You were competent. That's why she hated you.
Then, because she could actually do something, she's looking forward to you doing something.
I'm gonna
You
disappoint
can't do
her.
that. That's worse.
I might disappoint her less than the last son she had.
Let's see, that's white. Oh, what the
The white one was one of the standard Betty ones, right? The other colors?
Yes,
Okay, just making sure.
white is earth.
What was orange standing for?
Orange is the you can exchange it.
Aid another.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really help me much.
Sure it does if you have a second wild card.
I suppose, but these are my GM Benny.
Now, they're useful for your individual wild cards then.
You can exchange with your individuals. That's
You can give it to one of us.
Good to know.
Help me! Help!
GMPF.
Unfortunately, I do not have a force you reroll one. But he is an agile little cousin, whatever you want to call him. But you managed to seize him.
Like the green fishes.
You seize him bodily with.
Why don't you go find out? And hurl him into the water.
Okay, and
Up to one later.
Generally speaking, a success is a success. A raise gives you something that you can do on top of that. You got
28
total.
28 minus his parry, which would bring it down to 20.
Divide by 4 is 5 raises.
No, 4 raises.
4
raises,
raises.
Yeah.
So you have 4 things that are an advantage to you at this point. But you can just kind of tell me whatever you want, and also you get to spend those to make him look bad, grant you some sort of advantage, anything you can care to. If you actually want him to take damage off this, you can use the first one to grant a d6 of extra damage. Normally, being thrown in the water, no damage. But we can add a d6 if you want.
Belly flop.
Aww.
That's kind of where it was going to be.
No, I will chuck him, but I will chuck him so hard he skips like a stone until
There you go.
he hits the side of the boat berth next to us with a thud.
Nice. So you can add the d6 there, too.
I'm pretty sure the whole dock's paying attention currently.
I'm just watching this.
I think the whole dock is watching this.
Yeah, if I wasn't so generous, I'd be holding his pants in my other hand. But that's okay. I'm in a forgiving mood today.
Roll your d6 damage.
Yeah, there you go.
And he takes 5.
Okay.
Thud.
So he goes skipping across the water, slams into the junk that's parked nearby.
Let's hope his
Dock.
toughness was higher than that. Otherwise, he's going to be shaken and drowning.
I have a contingency plan for that, too.
Point and laugh.
He will sputter as he comes to the surface after he goes underneath for a little bit.
Because that probably stunned him.
And
When he makes eye contact, I throw the androgynous one in after him and say, "Here, help him!"
Oh my god!
At least I try. God knows he's Dyson.
You're gonna love our
giving me
party.
mixed
I'm gonna
signals.
laugh if he falls in again because of that.
Well, you get to try and pick this one up.
yeah,
Right.
It's a 5.
5. Unfortunately, he
Is aware
just
of your
sort of isn't there.
Should have used the sword. It's got more reach.
To you, who actually saw it happen, he went like this, and in the split second he decided to turn and start doing it, the other one went through his legs and out the other side.
He'll be smart enough to keep going.
I hope so too.
Nope, he stands there
Aww.
as if nothing happened.
The showy ones.
He goes, that one is your family.
Looks kind of runty to me.
You are a bit of a mountain, aren't you? I'm sorry to say, we have not yet met, have we?
Oh dear.
Well, we sort of met.
Not much.
You were commenting on my gorillaness, I believe.
Oh, but I didn't say that to you. I merely said it to your cousin.
Oh, come on. The worst part is
Okay, is he drowning by chance?
No, he is slowly making his way. He has lost 2 or 3 pieces of clothing that were slowing him down,
But he's
but
probably not going back to where you are.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
he's going to be fished out by a couple of fishermen probably in a moment.
Oh my god.
People who mock me end up in the water. Ferem Orion.
You'll have to excuse me. You do have water upon your hands still.
Flick it on him. Flick it on him.
No, not on him.
Come on.
I am Kosai Jago. You never took your hand.
Dang. I'm so
Noted. And what are you?
I am but one of the embraced. Not of the blood, but not of your blood.
Hold out your hand.
I'm quite fine.
Like this.
I think not.
I'll make you if I have to.
I doubt that. If you need, you can simply ask someone else to measure your hand.
It's alright. I'll find a non-coward to ask. And I turn around and walk away.
What?
Don't even know
There's
why I
some
bother
commotion
with
down
these
there at the
fops.
I am currently walking over there. I have started my second bun. She can't take that one.
Someone,
Well, not without more trouble than it's worth,
I'm
I
watching.
a
but
giant of a gorilla, muscle-bound man. Hulking brute. There's a good term.
think. I can live with that.
A hulking brute of a man is storming down the pier towards you. He is still drenched wet.
Drier, though.
Well, it's only been a A little bit. I mean, unless you want to try.
I'm drier than that guy.
Yeah.
I'm
Very true.
I'm
But unless
still-
you want to put up your anima banner, you're not dry.
No. I'm okay.
I'm
You don't
still
set the box on
watching,
fire?
but I'm
Especially
Not
since
yet.
how you can talk on your top.
Dry!
Oh, it's funny.
Don't laugh. Water starts boiling.
I kill the water! It's laughing at me! Boil it away! Boil it away!
The foppish kind of courtier-looking fellow is being pulled out of the water by the fisherman on the junk next door.
Okay, so it sounds like I'm going to skirt around the angry, smoldering giant and go talk to the people over there and find out what happened.
I go find my wall and I continue holding it up. I'm really annoyed now.
It
Yeah.
smells like a fireplace when he walks by.
Well,
Just an odd smell from a wet man.
we can tell where he's been sleeping at night.
Big fireplace.
I'm watching still, but I'm far enough away that like I can't hear anything. I just saw it without any context.
This,
Safety distances.
Yes, safety distance.
Don't be touched. Stay away.
the little kid walks past you eating his second lemon bun, and that breeze brushes by your face as you walk over to your wall.
Punch the breeze.
I push back.
The breeze is your only tell?
The
Breeze.
breeze is
Yes.
my manipulation part.
Oh.
My tell is
It's hair.
electrical pressure, like you're getting too close to a field that's going to arc to you when you touch it.
Like being around it.
So is your hair.
Electric.
No, my hair does not do
Oh,
that.
come
We also,
on.
we also have brightly colored
A
hair.
slight
Yes.
breeze on a dock.
Like
I have to claim
hair?
ignorance.
Right.
Aqua blue, like
Aqua blue.
sea foam almost,
Okay.
bright blue green.
Well, that's clearly a dragon blood.
It's clearly a dragon-blooded kid.
They just get younger and younger.
I
At
guess
least
you
this one is definitely male or female, right?
Yeah.
To start?
No.
Did you choose to interact with anyone?
No, I'm still just watching from a safe distance.
Do you
The
have
last time I
an
introduced
insignia?
myself, it did not go well. I am going to hold my wall up.
Where did poor Miami go?
I'm about ready to curl up in a ball and go to sleep.
Mayame was trying to follow him to help him, but he's way too fast for her.
And she's...
Try to walk with it. Oh, she'd be wearing Geta. That's it.
Hey, dog, what's the matter?
You know what's the matter.
Tell me what's left.
I must have souls.
So yeah, with you soaking wet, if you
No, those
actually
are-
shook my hand, you'd probably get a zap.
Those are cats that want souls.
Yeah, that too.
Cat like souls.
They do.
So says Constantine.
So,
See, I pause, note it, and then I keep going. I'm not in the mood to talk to anybody else right now.
all right.
Good reason to avoid him.
4 vessels start to come into port. One is 3 of them are obvious merchantmans, large, heavy vessels, well laden, sail powered. The other is a much longer but sleeker vessel that it has 3 masts of its own, but also has a rear wheel to power it forward as well. Paddle wheel.
Steam tech.
It slowly begins coming into port while the other 3 are anchoring in the bay.
You can't fall in love.
As it comes close enough, anyone can see that it has a obvious sea dragon as its prow, and it is flying imperial colors, then house colors. House colors being that of your own, which every single member of the house has had drilled into them since they were kids / adopted. You would be the adopted.
Those colors are?
Ask the adopted.
Ferem, I believe, was blue on. No, it's black on blue. And it has
a
a
field of blue.
yeah.
Okay, that's helpful.
It's a symbol.
So this must be the wave dancer.
Good bet.
And it will slowly come into port. It does so coming into port, veering to the side, and then using its paddle to slow itself down fast.
Okay.
It is a fancy boat.
It is a fancy book, and I wish I had its schematics.
Actually, the alchemy kid's probably staring at it pretty intently, I'm guessing.
Like I said, I wish I had its schematics.
The vessel itself has a crew running about doing its normal deeds that you would expect of it. A woman stands upon its prow, while another is standing on the aft castle doing the steering. Both are very prominent and obvious. However, as you come into port, one will yell to the crowd, "Hello, scions of Ferem! We have come finally to take you to your home and birthright. If you would, please have your servants and yourselves ready to board. We are unfortunately under a time crunch."
Okay. I'll make my way to
Not
the
entirely our
gangplank.
fault, but okay.
I'll start heading over
So
there.
yeah, Dragon Boy is staring in awe at the big magic ship.
Probably doing like measurements with his hands.
The crowd begins to slowly order itself. Where do you try to take your spot in the line?
As far back as possible. The complete opposite of last time I did.
That's right, you did.
You were the one that got into the Jocelyn fight.
I did, and I won.
I have no delusions of grandeur. I'll get in the line, whatever order I get there in.
You just stand somewhere in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big, unusual brute. I can't really tell him apart from otherwise. He smells like an
Trained
ash
and
pit.
trained and disciplined brute. Thank you very much.
You smell like an ash pit.
Dang.
Well, filled with seawater.
Probably more towards the front.
You're gonna sprint
Is
that
this
towards
more
the front?
rotten garbage or
No,
wet dog? I'm not sure.
Not gonna like sprint
Okay,
to the
Mike.
front, but I like meander.
Okay. But neither of you, or sorry, you don't have any obvious effects, so no one will think more or less of it. You're waiting towards the absolute back. Okay.
If this works like L5R, yes.
How
I
about
have
you?
arrogant as a hindrance, yes.
That's a monk. I'm in front of the monk.
An arrogant
Okay.
monk. My God, what happened to you?
I'm an arrogant mean vengeful monk.
Who has a low spirit?
Also, I know
I have a high
she
spirit.
has a mean streak and would probably
I
say
love
something
sports.
if I stood
Point to
behind
the doll. Show us where the master hit you.
Everywhere. Have you ever been beaten up by a sensei?
Yes.
They hit you in places you were unaware muscles could get hurt.
No, he hurt me in places
Was it-
organs hurt. From the
Chapter 4.
inside.
The crew tutelage of, what is it, Lo Ping Hop Ping?
He summoned ponies.
Okay, you are in the back of the line with
Ping, ping,
a boy with green hair,
Seen weirder.
a man who's completely bald but far before his time.
I'm weirder.
He's actually kind of a lot like you, just not quite as tall. Pretty thick built. He has
No.
stone eyes.
Yeah,
Oh, so we just all have weird eyes. Like,
Not all of them.
I don't yet.
There's green hair as well.
that's why I said green hair doesn't quite get
There's a tiny, thin youth that looks completely normal otherwise. A little like you, but taller.
It's not me.
You're up front.
You was staring at me though.
At the front of this back parade, I guess we can call it, there's a man in finely crafted Oriental suit, wearing a blade at his side. And last
With
behind,
spotted eyes that never open.
actually, he doesn't. That's a good description of him.
Okay, so we know who the villain is.
Please.
But should we begin to kill him now?
Then you have Jago and
Wait till he opens
Kabuto,
his eyes.
and
Then he kills you.
you are obviously a dragon,
Yes.
so they stand in front of you.
Oh, nifty. You're welcome.
Any interactions with those around you?
No one questions my place. I am perfectly okay.
Jago's
I
still
don't know
dripping?
these people. I have nothing to say to them right now.
Jago's still dripping?
No, Jago wasn't in the water.
Sorry.
That's
Um,
Kabuto.
yeah, Jago was the one who dodged him.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, that is a hand. Congratulations, sir.
So, what happened between you and the big man?
The gorilla.
The big man.
Yes, he decided to throw his own cousin in the water. After tossing himself in, too. Very strange. The other one is being quiet.
That's the crazy one.
No, you're the crazy one right now.
It's camouflage for him.
No, I'm not crazy. That has been settled.
That has been settled. Yes.
No, the monk decided to demand something from Dragonblood. She obviously has something up.
I'm pretty sure all of us do.
He looks to you and says, "And you are?"
Apologies. Techie Adaal.
I am Kosai Jabo.
Quick OC question. Is it normal for them to say house? Or because I know
To
Sai
use
just means
Sai at
house.
the end.
Sai is family.
But so you're saying I'm from co-family name, or is it just co?
I
Because the Sai is kind of an honorific in a way.
haven't really thought of it that way. Whatever you guys prefer. You guys want to just do Ko? Because I've just always made referred to it as Kosai, unless you're referring to the entire family, and then it was Ko.
We can do it that way.
Okay, so each individual will have the Sai in their name because they're a part of it, but when you're referring to the family itself, it's
That's
without the Sai.
that's the way I've always
So
been doing it.
informal is Sai in name as opposed to the whole thing.
No, so if I'm talking about me, it's going to be Techie Sai. But if I'm talking about my family as a whole, it's Techie.
Okay. So
At-
Sai is the honorific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sai is referring to a person. Without the Sai, you're referring to the family itself, the thing.
Okay. So Strazen would be
I'm not quite that
talking
young
to
yet,
someone
so
outside of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
just go.
Okay.
Sorry, what were we
He
talking
was introducing name.
Tekasai Adaal.
And I am Kosai Jabo.
But I was talking to Kabuto.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't?
No.
He said the
Oh.
androgynous one that spoke to you.
The
She.
Why am I dealing with this one again? It's like you're saving Kabuto for someone else.
No, he's just brooding and upset.
And maybe slightly wet?
He's a
He
pride.
is a little bit wet, although he has changed.
Okay.
He is wearing extremely brilliantly white and golden clothes.
Oh, okay. So he went from gaudy to extravagant. Got it.
Oh, I have no choice but to wear my better clothes. Heavens!
Heavens to Betsy!
I wanted to save this.
Oh, and you there. I see you have taken the endpoint. To whom is the greatest honor given?
You first.
Again, I
That's
am
Jack.
Kosai Jago.
I apologize. No, actually I don't. I just wasn't paying attention. I am Losai Temperance.
Forgive me, there was a Loseosai Temperance?
Yes.
Were you adopted by chance?
I am the daughter of Honorable Mother Dearest Sophrosine. Sorry, Losayu. Sai Sophrosine. I Americanized real quick.
No, wasn't that Loseus Sai Hope?
Yes, that's what I thought as well. I thought she only had one daughter.
Oh, I'm assuming you're referring to my
That
twin sister.
That explains the one.
Hope has a twin.
Chastity has a twin, yes.
Oh. Wait, did we both get the
It's
name
Chastity.
right? Oh, it's
No,
Chastity.
I did it on purpose.
My apologies. I thought you were doing the right one. Jago would have used the real one had I known.
Yeah.
I think you're referring to Hope, but I didn't know Hope had a sister.
I am Chastity. I am Losai Sai's
Or
Chastity.
sorry,
twin
Chastity.
sister.
Damn it! God damn it!
Oh, the tangled webs we weave.
Damn you!
Sorry.
Chastity as reference to...
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Chastity. I'm sorry. I believe you're speaking of Chastity, but I did not realize Chastity had a sister. In none of the correspondence had I heard of that. Though I hear she had a wonderful debutante.
Oh yeah, she went back earlier.
She was also described as a wondrous beauty of
Uh-huh.
absolute grace.
Uh-huh.
What happened?
I got all the crap that was left over.
I'm sorry, are you here talking to me to gush about how much you're in love with my sister, or do you have
Oh.
something actually important to say?
I was merely trying to make conversation with whomever thought she was so important as to take the final position.
I do think I'm that important.
Interesting.
Indeed.
I thought that was a person. for a
Aren't
second.
monks supposed to be humble? I mean, you do appear to be dressed as a monk. Or were you just going to leave that behind? Do you need a makeover? I have some
My
wonderful...
stuff is being sent ahead of me as part of the graduation, if you are so smart to understand, is that I must do a pilgrimage of sorts until I get to my homeland.
Oh,
No worries. It's perfectly alright that I need to enlighten someone on subjects.
still, you do have like a month on the boat.
I know.
Would you not prefer to simply do away with this formality and wear something more presentable?
I would like to do that. I also would prefer not to be completely beaten by a master of the elements. You're free to, however, take the blame, and I will introduce you to my sensei. Oh my god, I can't say that word today.
Sensei.
Sensei.
Sensei,
To my sensei, and he would be wonderful. He'd be more than happy to give you an introduction into the art of water.
I'm sure. I need no such introduction.
No, from what I got, you've already avoided that introduction.
Quite successfully, yes. My dear Kabuto of Glory does not have that distinction, and he glares at she.
Him or share?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Zar.
But
There's a Zen.
my offer will still stand once we get home, which I assume is the end of your pilgrimage of sorts. Should you need it, or even
Should
just
I need
have
it? I may be inclined. Should I need it?
Again, we of Kosai are always happy to help the other house, especially when it comes to finding things what we do. In the meantime, I suppose we will just enjoy the line. Wonderful line.
Oh, it's not like silence is awkward.
Like, both of us are probably like, eh.
I remember this one time they made us stand in the field for 5 days straight with no food or water. That sucked. This.
It probably got
is cool.
funny around day 4. People started hallucinating.
All right, so you eventually make your way onto the vessel. The vessel is
God.
very well maintained.
Hmm.
It actually has quite a bit of ornamental finery on the inside. It
As
looks
I'd
like
expect from a flagship.
exactly. It is not only a capable, fast warship. You're quite certain that those decks that they're not allowing you to go on has several things that are making this a nice warship.
Mhm.
But it's also expected to house and transport diplomats and even
us.
well, yes, but and even possibly hold a summit or even great meetings between generals and admirals and such. So obviously it's going to have the finery on board. The food on the first night that you were on the vessel is actually very wonderful. It's
amazing.
I don't think I've ever eaten like any food like that before, to be honest.
This is proper dynastic food.
Mhm.
So
I missed this.
for those of you who are not
my
used to it, you
character's
probably maybe even get a little sick off of it that night,
Characters-
just because it's so rich compared to what you're normally used to.
One serving per point of toughness.
That's probably my character.
I put it all away.
Huh?
That's
Just
probably my
nothing
character.
compared to Strick's blood.
What is this?
A bit, yeah.
Probably is.
Well, I'm probably, well, with the mannerisms, but I'm probably still stuffing my face because, 18 hours, sweet fun.
Yeah, there is that.
Also, it's probably been forever since I've had domestic.
Obviously, it's pretty heavy on the seafood. The ship will take up a point position with the other three, and in a diamond formation, head out to.
Did the entire line get on the flag?
Yes,
Okay, so this is a big boat.
this is a pretty damn big boat.
Yeah, I was just noticing the escort. Wondering if it was necessary or for show.
The escorts are actually the other way around.
We're,
This flagship is escorting those three merchantmen.
Ah, that makes more sense then.
we're the warship with all the valuable people on it.
Okay.
The thing is, even though this is a large ship, it's still only a ship. So you will be running into your various family members as well as various crew members the entire time.
Don't promote again.
Yeah, the ships move.
When it comes time to bunk down, they will actually be calling out various different people and putting them into cabins.
Mhm.
The four of you are put into one cabin.
Now, floor space of the
I
cabin
remember
then.
you.
Because big guy.
About half of this room.
Okay, so reasonably
Luxurious
spacious.
cabin on a ship.
Yes, something that can easily bunk 4 of Orion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should take that back. The three of you are in one room, and she's across the hall.
Monk.
Actually, she has
Woman.
the same size room.
Female monk. Dragon.
I lay in the bed, and after a couple minutes, I throw everything down to the floor. Say, if any of you guys want this extra bed, you can have it. It's too soft.
By the way, you are decking on the officer's deck.
Okay.
These are very nice rooms. And yes, that is going to be a rather comfortable fucking bed.
Soldier wants the floor. Soldier gets the floor. I'll hop on the taller bed.
The soldier gets most of the floor. Holy shit.
Sword gets rest of the floor that soldier doesn't.
Hey, you
I'll
sleep
take
on
the biggest-
rocks
I'll
your
take
whole
the
life. This is the first time you hit a feather mattress, and you had the worst night of sleep ever.
Honestly,
I'll take the biggest bed.
The
They're all the
deck's
same
kind
size beds.
soft.
Wood softer than rock.
I'll just pick a random one.
Okay. There's 3 bunks, and 2 of them are going to be used. So you could switch halfway
He's
through
on
the
the
night.
floor.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, we're gonna be in this for a while. I'm Tekisai Adaal.
Straws inside Orion.
Kosai Raziel. Wait, would they say their full first name?
Mhm.
Okay, then Raziel. No.
Unless you want to be called something else.
Technically speaking, we should be using the Japanese-style honorifics, too. So, Sama-san,
I don't know.
Dono.
That story.
No, Goku.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Basically, if you're familiar with someone, if you know someone but you're not really familiar with them, you use san. Or if they are older than you, or if they are at a higher station than you, you use sama.
Differential.
If you know them, if you work directly for them or something like that, then it's dono. And if they are very familiar with you, you can say kun. So, what was your character's name again?
Adaal.
So, if I really knew Adaal, he'd be Adaal kun. And if I really knew him and I wanted to make fun of him, he'd be Adaal chan, which is usually used for little girls.
Anything. It's chibi.
Yeah.
It's small boy.
If he was my friend but I didn't know him too well, he'd be Adaal san. If he was
So yeah, if I
if
wasn't
he was my master, he'd be if he was a person I respected and was higher than me in rank, he'd be Adaal sama. If he was my master, he'd be Adaal dono.
So at the current moment, it would all just be Sun, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
you'd all be sans because you're all part of the same family, so you'd use that familiar term.
Did you get all that? Now your hentais will make way more sense.
But we can start using them, and honestly, all of those honorifics will become second nature to you in almost no time.
Eventually. Just feel free to correct.
Yes.
And then there is the.
All y'all.
And then there's Chan for.
Oh, sorry. Yes, and if he
You're really close to a female. The female
becomes Chan.
is Chan instead of Queen.
You know what? Screw it. You're all in the same room. Make it easier.
I'll be just as silent in either room.
Yeah, but at least they'll have some direct.
Technically, she's not female. She punches everything.
I am a rather masculine.
She's a masculine female.
I'm
Which will
5'3"
put her at
And a
muscular.
masculine, immaculate masculine.
Compared to you, no, I'm not all that much. compared to these two.
So the three of you came into the room. You took the floor after even looking at the bunk.
Take the biggest bed. What? They're all the same size.
Again, these are beds that are folded in and out of the wall, one over the top of the other. So you still have 4 chests that you can put your various things in, or not in your case.
I wonder if it's already in there.
I don't know where they put it.
Probably in the hold or already on a different ship.
Probably on the merchant ship that's going to get raided.
Or it's in the chest the whole time. They just put it there. I never looked at it because I knew there was
God damn it!
Just a devouring? What?
Yeah, I totally put a motorcycle. It was in the next room. You guys passed it. I'm sorry.
It was so sad for so long.
Anyway,
Okay, so I nearly float to the top bunk.
like
So-
loafers.
Officer's deck means we're pretty high on the ship, huh?
I'm extremely light on my feet.
It would be the mid castle.
You can call me a gorilla, that's all I care about.
If you
I'll
were to
probably
pick me up, you'd
I'll just
say
take the
I
lower
might
bunk
weigh 40
because I'd
pounds.
rather be closer as
Careful, I
possible.
can throw a long ways.
Okay.
Might be come in handy.
Kind like a feather.
But my throwing actually sucks, though.
It's
And
part of my aspect.
If there's
because
like
I
a
weigh
window or
very
something
little.
that is possible to be cracked open in the slightest, I will do so immediately.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Window.
Yes, there is a window through which you can see the open sea.
Yep, time of day.
Probably. Well, I said this was late that night.
Yeah. And so
But
you said see
after all,
open sea
the
and I got
general
flooded.
top deck mingling.
Yep.
Or
And after
unmingling.
We're masters of unmingling.
Masters of Unmingling. There's a new title I've never heard before.
I'm a man of few words,
Also, this is amazing.
but they're all scary. And yes, his food is awesome.
I can appreciate scary. The terrors you find. Just don't go to sleep. You'll be fine.
What?
Party sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went to school at a very interesting academy.
You don't say.
When the teachers are shadows. It's weird.
Sounds like it.
Have you ever met a devil? I'm sorry. What was that?
What?
You freak out a little bit, I think.
I'm just gonna sit just silently, not say a thing.
Rocking a little bit.
They're not terribly pleasant company, unless they're told to be.
Pretty much.
Oh, see,
Do
you're the only
you
logical
cause
one.
that reaction often?
I don't know. Have you met an Earth Goliath?
No.
See? It has to be just him. I don't do it with you. How about you? Have you met a siren before? No?
I'm like by the window. I just turn and look at you, and then go back to the window.
It's going to be a long journey.
The door opens.
That's right, none of you know about my delusion yet.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about you.
All we know is that we're
I bet
unfriendly.
she started crying.
A woman with very dark colored hair, blacker than you'd normally see on a person. She has
Mine is darker than
Dark.
Hers is darker than mine. Mine will eventually be that dark.
she has a slight dark blue tinge to her skin, and she says, "Good evening.
I'm still just silently squirming in the corner.
Are these quarters acceptable to the High Scions?"
It's very pleasant. Thank you, Captain.
Oh, I am not the captain.
Really?
No. I am her first mate and pilot.
I'm unsure of the etiquette, so I just nod my head.
And pilot? Maybe if we have some free time, if you would have a chance, I'd love to get a tour of the inner workings.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I will, of course, have to run that by the captain to make certain, but seeing as you are from the family which maintains this vessel, I do not see that being much of a difficulty.
Just this
He's
shitty
just
grin.
beaming. He's just beaming.
In the meantime, is there anything that the 4 of you require or need?
I just got it.
I am happy to be of service.
Is there a laundering service on this ship?
I can certainly have some crew members look into that for you.
Thank you.
I will warn you, they are not what you would be expecting at one of the manors of your house. They are just but humble sailors.
Good enough for me.
And you, my lady?
I am fine. There's nothing that you can provide at this time.
I see.
Don't bother.
That was.
Just staring at the corner.
Are you still rocking?
What about my stuff? They can't give me my stuff.
Yeah, but that was a very mean.
Sir?
Oh no, mean.
I'm good.
Adaal-sama?
I lied. Shit.
Yes.
Shit. I don't need anything.
What has
You better start
disturbed?
freaking out.
Um,
Our friend has apparently eaten something that disagrees with him.
Raziel's son doesn't care for adventurous stories, it seems.
Truly.
I was given a simple anecdote of my times at school, and, well,
Just.
I see.
I am really glad. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love a second pillow so he can get out his frustrations.
Certainly. That can be arranged.
The internal screaming is so loud. I can hear it.
Are you sure, my lady?
I'm fine. The items I request I can't have until I'm over there. Part of school.
I see. Very well then. I shall have a pillow brought out. When would you be looking for your laundry?
As soon as possible.
Have you it ready?
I need but a moment.
Very well. I will send a sailor along momentarily.
Okay.
If you would just either place it outside your door or something of the kind, I'm sure he'll figure it out.
Thank you.
He's a capable man. Never mind the hook. And she will turn and leave the room.
So as the door closes, I start stripping.
I'm still staring at the corner, so.
It's alright.
Me and this ocean are good but friends.
It doesn't take long.
Okay.
And I have an exchange clothes in an oil bag. Oil cloth bag.
That's fine.
Hope it was tied shut.
Yes, of course it was.
I mean, number of times they just suddenly picked us up at school and just threw us in the ice. That was cold.
I
Days that ended in a Y.
I was taught to expect that kind of thing.
So the door opens,
At least he's dressed now.
and and Miami goes clunk, walks away.
Feel like Dr. Manhattan game. Like obviously they've never had a communal bath with over 1,000 men in it before.
It's a big
Gotta say
bag.
no homo. You gotta say no homo.
Pile it all up there and put my other clothing back on. Open the door and push it out. It's rather pungent at this point.
Smells a little like fish.
Among other things. And then I've got to hang my mail up and start brushing it. The sword needs to be oiled. I've got enough stuff to keep me busy for at least another hour or two.
Okay, were you the only one that took an artifact?
I believe so.
Yeah, no.
And mine's mundane junk. But it's what I got.
We explained why. We also explained to them last time why I had the artifact. That your rules with artifact versus mundane.
Yeah.
For you'll take something away from me, case in point, but you will not break it permanently. Also, I haven't worn it yet, so you can't break it yet. Hopefully. You shouldn't break it yet.
Ooh, once I have the-
Statistics say I get it for at least a session.
It also means right now it doesn't belong to you.
I was pretty sure I... Oh, don't you dare.
Yeah. Possession is 9/10 of what?
He has an other space.
So the night goes pretty uneventfully. However, it becomes quite clear that there is a musician across the hall from you.
Oh, God.
As long as it's not percussion.
Are they a bad music?
Actually, no. Percussion would be put
They
them to
are
sleep.
wonderful.
Oh, then I don't care.
Whoever they are,
It's nice to fall asleep to nice music.
it is Eastern music.
Oh, yeah.
Banjos.
That's mildly racist.
No, what's mildly racist is what he's gonna do later.
Ah,
Mildly?
well, somebody's got to.
Actually, do you guys want me to do that this time? I can.
Maybe for one or two just to give them the sample.
So when I did L5R, each of the different cast levels spoke differently.
Mhm.
The Samurai cast all spoke normally. I didn't do extra accents or anything for them. Maybe a couple of characters I did voices for, but accents weren't really a part of it. The peasants, however, I did in the worst Asian accents I could muster.
All of my peasants sound like the guys from World of Warcraft. Hello, looking to work. I'm just standing here. They came over and started hitting us with swords, my lord.
Yeah, well, mine are more like, oh, Misa sorry. Oh, yes, we do very fast. It took a long time.
Oh, my
No,
God.
yeah, he does.
Well, do it while you can. If you ever get an Asian player, you won't be able to do that anymore.
No,
We'll appreciate it more.
He did that in Davis, in our apartment.
PR capital of North Bay.
All of our neighbors were Asian,
Ah,
and it was summer,
So
and
sorry,
he
so
overheats,
sorry.
and there was no fan.
Anyway,
And he did that. I was just like, please let that not be home. Please let that not be home.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I had players who constantly talk about that still. It was very amusing. But anyway, yes, it seems to be that one of them likes to... There's at least two musicians across the hall. One of them likes to play Eastern melodies, which is more of the
Chinese restaurant music.
Eastern, I meant Eastern. Which is more European-esque.
Okay.
Stuff you hear minstrels playing, that kind of thing. While the other seems to do more of what you were probably thinking I was meaning.
Flutes and pipes as opposed to strings and...
More of the two-string, what is that called?
Viola?
Sitar?
Sitar.
Oh,
No.
Indian.
No. That's
Sitar's Indian.
Biwa. It's like a 2 or 3 string...
The Biwa's the
Great-great-grandfather of the banjo?
The Biwa's the one that does the twang storyteller.
Yeah, that's the one.
Once you got the square box on it?
Yeah.
Remember that from Kung Fu Hustle?
Another Brad Project Bell 5 hours. You suddenly learn a lot of instruments.
So, it appears like they're going back and forth until like 2 or 3 in the morning. Not like in the same song, but they each do a song, or one is telling a story with the song, and the other.
You're more likely to find a sitar in the south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I slept at a barracks. It's much more melodious than farting, coughing, and yelling.
I don't know. There's always drunken songs.
I don't know.
Yeah, but they're sung by soldiers. That just kind of ruins everything.
All right. But yeah, so that goes on for quite a while. If that bothers anyone,
We'll go kick the door down and throw them out.
you'll be very tired in the morning.
Turning family tree! Speaking of which, can I get a drink?
Sure. What do you want?
I refill my water.
Yeah,
Speaking about
Pruning family trees.
Yeah, I don't know how those two actually come together, but
So guess where my kid got it from. He's always, by the way, he'll be telling you about one thing, and then he'll, by the way, seg into something completely different.
Is it talking about Aiden?
Come
here, puppy!
You try to tell him,
You're a terrible person.
Why am I a terrible person?
I don't know.
I want a specific reason. I'm aware of playing a terrible person.
Because you tried to extort a kid from his candy.
Yeah, begged.
You tried to extort with veiled threats of violence.
So
You're right, they weren't very veiled.
So you have food brought to you in the morning. The morning meal is like usual, kind of bland. It's rice and a little bit of fish.
Well, we're on a boat now. What do you expect?
Yep. And the meals from this point forward are going to be somewhat similar.
It's fine.
Probably fancier than what I've been eating.
Yes.
Actually, it's not too different, but it is a little fancier.
This fish is more than
Never
just
eaten
boiled.
this much in a single day.
Probably.
It's well, actually, when she was in school at the
Wait, when he was
House
in
of Fine
school,
Signs, you did pretty well. But it was very strict, regimented. Each day we eat this specific thing.
Oh, right.
At these
So,
specific times.
while you were at that school, you counted calories like no one's business.
Well, someone else counted them for you is the worst part.
Can I have a cheat day? No.
I know you want attention. You don't need to call me for
But
it.
I want a cookie on a not Wednesday.
No cookie! It becomes clear to everyone that the only 2 groups of people that were decked up here are you guys and the group across the hall. Group across the hall includes all those people that were at the back of the line with you 2.
Okay. How many of them?
There are...
You're giving Raziel attention. It makes it harder for Adaal to listen to you.
5?
6.
Right now?
Okay.
So they're a little bit more cramped than you'd guess.
Was Miami...
You didn't want to put me in that room and deal with me glaring at everybody?
Miami is not in that room.
Okay. A fancy kimono. Thought maybe.
So, you guys are free to wander the ship and talk to anyone. There's quite a few people that are, you can probably tell, are not sailors, and therefore probably
family.
So, if there's any particular kind of person you would interact with, or if you just ignore everyone, tell me. So,
The only people I'd be interested in talking to, besides the one as I'm forced to stay with, are if there's any other graduates of the House of Bells or any other soldiers.
okay. I'm sure at least one of them or 2 of them are House of Bells graduates. In fact, I believe this guy is.
Raziel off.
I'm not.
Raziel off.
Off.
I'm not explicitly.
Oh my god, that's some horrible breath.
Yes.
Raziel can get
he's
kind of
got puppy
stinky.
breath. There is the large man with the granite eyes.
Mhm.
He looks sort of familiar to you, so maybe he's a Bells student, but, I mean, if you talk to him, you might find out.
The problem with the bells is you're around everyone else and staring at the back of their heads.
And there's a lot of them.
Yes, the House of Bells is a very big campus. Like, miles and miles of
He
campus.
came up under and pulled back his head so his eyes got all wide for a second.
Raziel's special.
We play Seal and Sharpay with him.
Ow, 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 ow. Please stop petting Raziel. My tail hurts.
He's a happy doggy.
Pay attention, it'll be a quiz later.
On the dogs?
What's the answer to this?
So you walk up
Dog's
to
done.
him, and he will look over to you and go,
No. The deepest conversation you guys had yet.
I just,
a man
is he
speaks
standing
words.
at the rail?
He
yeah,
grunts
he stands
once.
at the rail. He's got,
He grunted twice once. He married that woman. Sakuro's Yojimbo.
Yeah. I remember that story. God, that got a good laugh out of everyone. He's got a sword at his hip. He's got a formal kind of a uniform on.
Any caste, rank, anything identifiable on the uniform?
It looks like he was pretty distinguished at the academy.
Please.
He looks over to you.
Rigel. His tail hurts.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's so much dog here.
He looks over at you quizzically.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I introduced myself. Greetings. I am Sarazasai Orion.
Oh, my apologies, Orion-sama. I am Mai.
Good to meet you, Mai. Are you a graduate of the House of Bells?
I am.
From the latest class?
Yes, but I was stationed in the east.
It's a great place to be.
I was on the western side.
Then I possibly came into conflict with you during the final exams. Did you see a legion with the wolf's head insignia?
Yes, actually, I did.
We were the right wing. I commanded their cavalry.
You did well.
I am pleased that one above my station would say so.
Look back out of the water.
That's basically what I'm doing right now.
Something tells me that's the entire conversation.
They proceed to have the type
Bro
of
time.
Yeah.
Rigel, go away.
I'm not
And then
getting
he
it
will
this
turn to you
time.
and start to remark upon your sword.
Homo.
There you go.
And that will be his general conversation with you.
Continue the small talk. It feels good to have straight up talk instead of the bird talk from those fools. You make much noise but say nothing.
Is there anyone in particular that your character would interact with?
I'm just watching.
So you're not really interested in actually talking to anyone, you just want to look and watch at the human zoo?
Yes.
Skittish, sneaky, secretive,
Okay.
noticey talky type.
I want to get dirt on everybody.
Okay.
Always watching.
He was thrown like 50 feet into a boat.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably the biggest talk amongst the group, honestly, is there's two different conversations that you can pick up on. One is that it was hilarious, terrifying that giant man, acting, like a man, threw that guy across the water and into that other boat. That was amazingly terrifying and...
But kind of hot.
The other thing is that everyone is nervous at for the debutante that's coming up, because you are all going to be debutanted.
We're going to be presented to.
A debutante ball comes from the word debut. You in the Old South, you would be debuted in front of the if you were of the higher class, you'd be debuted in a grand ball for everyone to know, and it was basically a way of saying that
She's available.
Are ready to be married off if you were a girl. That's a debutante is a girl.
In this case, ready to be married off your guy.
Yeah. Well, it's a ball, and it's about being debuted, and the society cares more about the women than the men, so it's a debutante ball, but men are in there too. They're just
Less
afterthought.
If they weren't here, we'd have to hold a separate one.
Yeah. Who likes to do that for men?
There's just so many of them.
So, there's general mass anxiety about this, because this means that they're going to be standing before, you guys as well, will be standing before all of the most rich and powerful people in the entire kingdom, and, be graded on it, essentially, in a way that will either make or break your life for the next 10 to 20 years.
No pressure.
Question, can you use bennies before or after you roll?
Oh.
Okay, that's good to know.
As long as it's not snake eyes.
Oh, this is not saying it. Stupid
My
snake
free
eyes.
reroll.
Yep,
Makoto's free reroll that saved her butt so
Yes.
many times in Gapuku.
Yes. Those were pretty cool.
That was that.
But yeah,
that trade was worth
everybody's
everybody.
pretty much freaking out about those two things.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not that bad. As long as you don't get the personal attention of the daimyo. That's when you have to worry.
I didn't do anything.
She heard a noise outside.
I have found you worry about little when you stand outside naked for 4 days and you start your schooling. They say it is the great equalizer, that no one will have any secrets. You just get cold, and everyone looks at you funny, though.
Maybe that's because you're naked.
I think there was a lesson there. They never did explain
That
it.
you're all like 10 to 12, so you're probably all giggling.
All right.
I
What,
was always this big.
what about it all?
No, Adaal is going bounce back and forth, calming them, but it's not that bad. The first or second group, that's what he does. If everyone's worrying about it, no, it's not going to be that bad, unless you get her attention.
Well, I'm a LegacyOfFerem. It's not really a question.
So I don't know. My cabin mate's a LegacyOfFerem, and she's a dragon. She might just glaze over you.
I'm embraced. I'll get her attention either way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks for the confidence.
But at least for the display, I'll have my my art.
Oh, what is it?
I am a student of the what is it called? The void point in the void style.
You're from a cloister or a monastery, then?
Neither. I was trained in the Champagne Beatific.
I actually haven't gotten to travel there yet. How is it?
The food is delicious. The people are difficult.
Sounds like anywhere.
It sounds like family.
Sounds like New York.
I apologize. I am LegacyOfFerem Ibisu.
I'm finding my old family. Actually, yeah, the same troublemakers are the same troublemakers.
Hey, he was one of the few competent members of that family. He was also the only one lady Kakita didn't just have heats.
That's because he was completely anti-political.
Yeah,
And not a warrior.
and I am Tekisai Adaal.
Oh, my apologies, Adaal-sama.
Hair color,
I am sometimes lacking in my attention to details.
whatever. It's really no matter right now. I'm just trying to figure out who everyone is. I mean, when you're surrounded by races of different people every day, everyone starts looking the same.
I had a similar thing. The East has many races of men. I was unique nearly in my disposition.
Yes. So over in the east, you said?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Champagne Beatific.
That's right. They're a lot less colored than what I'd see. But no, I'm not necessarily talking about men. I'm talking about beasts, people beasts, actually, too.
Beasts. People.
Men who walked on 2, 3, 4 legs. It's all sorts of weird when you're at the heptagram.
Is this a riddle? I'm not good with riddles.
No, the monastery was more for the riddles. Mine was games. Puzzles, more of. But no, these were actual people. I'm being quite literal right now.
I am sorry that I am lacking in understanding.
One of my instructors was a man with 4 legs and no skin.
What happened to him?
Nothing.
I do not understand.
He was brought from the depths like that. That was his manifestation.
It was God?
Not really a god, a bound creature though. I don't know. We never got him to tell
An elemental god.
We never got him to tell the truth. It was kind of his thing.
That is a terrible thing to have to deal with. That sounds very confusing.
You are a strange little man.
Perhaps you should tell that story at the Great Ball.
I know we should come up with something that'll please the crowd, but I'm worried I might scare more.
Perhaps. This is something to consider. I wish I could tell stories, but most of my stories end up with me surviving either a duel or simply happenstance.
No, he was.
So, yes, he was the
He's
ridiculously
He
lucky
was
one.
the that had Dako's water fall out into his bucket. He was like, okay.
So what you do is you pick one of those happenstances and you tell it in one of the most absurd, grandiose ways.
Well, I'm having my bunkmate helping me with that, but he is not helping me as much as I hoped.
So she's sabotaging you?
No, I just am not as good a student as perhaps she would hope. She.
You don't seem sure.
I'm not.
Women, huh?
Or men. I think that's the question here.
Let's
Well-
assume the better gender.
I will.
At least I won't offend, hopefully.
I will leave you to your ponderings on your roommate then. Take care, Ebisu-san.
Thank you. Best of luck to you as well, Adaal-sama.
Weird. And he's probably shaking his head and going, weird.
I'm probably spending all my time towards the front so I can get as much sea spray as possible.
That might be towards the back with paddle.
Oh yeah, the paddle. I'll be back.
Run on it, make it go a little
The
faster.
vessel is currently under sail power.
Yeah, towards the front.
Okay.
I'd like to
You-
get
On the bowsprit, are you?
I need to head to the back.
You stand above the head of the water dragon, watching the spray come up, and you hear a great clattering, and then someone slams into your back.
He fell forward.
Hi, dog.
Probably. I mean, I got hit in the back.
On me.
Fall off.
I don't think I get a choice in which direction I fall from being
Strength
hit.
check.
Strength check?
You'll be fine.
4.
4? Okay, that's enough to catch yourself. And the other person barely catches onto the rope as he nearly flips over the side. He goes, "Oh my god!
I forgot about Donald was a favorite.
Oh my god!"
I look down.
Just have that effect on people.
The guy looks up at you, pleading in his eyes. Help me, please! Oh my god, help me! He somehow has a bucket stuck to his left foot, still, even though he's dangling over the side, and slowly kicking the face of the water dragon.
That's a bad omen.
You should probably stop kicking.
I need help!
Cut the rope! Pull yourself up.
I can't! Help me!
You notice his wrist is tied up. He's not actually holding on. He's
I
stuck.
like that! I like that!
You are pathetic.
No, I need help!
Let's not change
That
that.
is not my aim!
I apologize. You're hopeless.
No!
Why should I help you? You ran into me.
It was an accident!
How do you run?
How did you accidentally run into the very front of the ship?
I'll tell you if you pull me up! Big wave comes over, crashes him into the side of the boat.
Barnacle.
Are you sure? I mean, the ocean looks very comforting.
I can't swim!
Hungry.
That's just sad.
I know!
I suppose since I'm on a trip of
No, now! That would be
wholeness or
good.
whatever, begging, and you seem to be begging a lot. Sure, I guess. Apologize first for running into me.
I'm sorry? I thought I already said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not saying sorry.
Good enough. I attempt to help him up.
Okay, you can pull him up. I'm not even going to worry about
Take
it.
it,
Pull
I
him
don't
up.
know, stop him. I might botch him. The guy says I can breathe underwater. He can't.
He looks at you and oh, thank you.
And by Chen this time, not Makoto. This is harder.
He looks up at you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that.
You should be. You
Yeah.
have a bucket on your foot.
Yeah, he turns over and kicks the bucket as hard as he can with one foot from the other,
Does it like
and
the
Falls
pivot
on his
head?
back.
It might.
You probably will. So.
Goes over the side again.
What's your parry?
My parry? Shit, I don't have this written out. I don't have my dagger claws, so it's 1 less, right? It's 2 plus half, so 7.
7. Okay, you I'm gonna give you a -2.
Does the water dragon styles only with tiger claws, right?
No.
No.
The +1 parry ability.
+1 parry, +1 attack when you're in your. It's not the
Isn't-
form technique. It's the basic technique.
The basic technique, but,
But
does
is it just the Tiger
state
Claws?
that it's with Tiger Claws
I think
specifically?
it's-
No, it doesn't. It's
I
your
don't-
basic technique. You can use it unarmed
But you need to learn my parries to 8.
because very few martial arts are weapon exclusive. They're weapon inclusive, but you can generally use them in martial arts barehanded.
For right now, I will bow to his remembrance because
Eight,
I've got a
then.
headache. So I'll take a 2 off of it because you weren't necessarily expecting it at this moment. But yes, he kicks it and it nearly flies directly into your face, but you bat it aside.
Cat back.
I glare at him, the glariest.
He has
I don't
the
have whites
most.
to my eyes.
He has the most terrified look to him that you've seen in any human. And he says,
Play nice.
"I am so sorry."
You are, without a doubt, the most incompetent person I have had the misfortune to meet in the last few days.
You
Maybe
look like Chris
longer.
Farley.
No,
No,
actually,
he's a scrawny little just.
yeah, he's kind of a scrawny little runt of a guy.
Kenichi, play nice.
No, I'm Kenichi this time, not Makoto. Damn it.
He tries to stand up, slips several times as he gets up and says, "I'm so sorry. My name is Mirsai Donai. Mirsai Daho. I will make it up to you somehow."
I will say aside Temperance. I look forward to being amused at how you will attempt to make this up.
Okay, and then he starts to turn, slips on his own wet boots, and falls directly into you.
Try to check again.
No, this time you can decide. You're watching him. You can either
Knee him in the balls.
Catch him.
You can catch him and toss him or whatever you like.
Sidestep, watch him fall down the
I
stairs.
sidestep.
You sidestep? Okay, make your martial arts roll.
Heal over the side.
You're fine.
I know.
D10.
If you botch this though, I will laugh my ass off.
That's not a botch.
5.
5? Okay.
And frankly, if I botched it, I can breathe under. Again, I can breathe underwater.
So
And I'm kind of going to be down there right now anyway.
So you push him aside, he slams into the railing and rolls back down the ship as it goes up and over a wave.
And as long as he doesn't fall in the water, then I'd have to go to save him. Then he'd be indebted to me into life, and then I'd have to just have him around. Thank God.
I don't think she likes you.
Okay.
I forcibly move him away from where I was standing and then go back to where I was standing.
He rolled off down.
Oh good, I go back to where I was standing. Tisking his
I'm the
legacy
queen
legs.
of the world.
All right.
Tisking his legacy
About
legs.
half an hour later, around lunchtime, you have no notice.
Of course I have no notice.
I do. I'm the only one with.
Have I ever played a character that has notice
Yeah,
unless
well,
they're
you
like
don't, yeah.
focused on that?
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm the notice. Yes.
You're probably weird without bells, like telling me what to do all day.
That is a bit of an issue.
Actually, there's lots of bells on the ship, so that's kind of comforting.
But they're not telling you what to do.
Yes, that is something I'm going to have to struggle to adjust to. Free will,
It's lunchtime.
sort of.
There was no lunch bell.
When's someone going to come and tell me when to wake up and get dressed?
I imagine that's what the transition from high school to college is gonna be like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only with naked people, drugs, and lots of alcohol all over the place.
8:30 a.m. is going to go from I slept in to, oh my god, this class is the earliest class I have ever had, and it is ridiculous, even though like a year ago I used to get up at 5 a.m.
Wish my roommate stopped smoking weed and banging her boyfriend all the time. Jesus, I'm never going to get any sleep.
My roommate found a
So-
boyfriend and went to his room because he had a single.
So,
Sock on the door.
The lunch is called. You're at the front of the ship, so most likely you don't get much of a call. Everybody else is towards the middle. Very few people go up to the bow, especially this time of day.
Did you just roll on me?
Give me a D4 -2 roll.
I still get my wild die though, right?
Yeah, of course.
At -2.
Let's see, it looks like I roll higher than a 3 today.
Nope.
That is a no, 3.
All right.
So 1.
Oh wait, mine's 2. 1.
There's a "Ah!" and you are splattered with food.
Guess who's running the banquet?
Oh god damn it, I've adopted Daho again. The problem is I'm not nice this time.
You turn around. Your back feels wet and warm.
If I turn around, and this is Daho-san, I might just have to throw someone overboard.
Scamper.
Footsteps receding in the distance.
Countdown from 3, then you're...
Okay.
Remember Master Teaching, take in deep breaths, don't punch things.
There's a bowl
Before you punch something.
slowly rotating on the deck.
Longest 3 seconds of his life. Well, second
Fastest
longest.
3 seconds, he ran though. He found his sea legs for 3 seconds of amazing.
Scurrying is an art.
How good. My only set of clothing has soup on it.
Is it good soup, though?
No, it's on my back.
It's seafood soup. It's gonna smell terrible.
That solves it. No, if I go with this, it's just going to attract fish.
I'm now a living chum bait.
Here there be monsters.
I will go up to the nearest crew member I can find.
Why don't you go find Jago?
And
That's not cowering or trying to hide.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
And
Big
demand to
slap.
know where there is a laundering service.
Oh,
I don't ask for things, so I'm just going to my asking is.
You guys did want me to do the crazy voice.
Oh, great Dragonblooded! We only have a few crewmen ever do laundry. You want me to take do laundry?
My shirt is covered in soup, and it is the only shirt I own right now.
Okay.
That's it.
He takes the ticket off.
Take off
Now give me your shirt. There.
That is a stinky ass shirt.
It is. And I hate this whole begging shit and cannot wait for this to be done. But she is probably very convinced, and it would probably entirely happen, that her seafood would just hop out of the water and spiral and beat the shit out of her.
you're not.
It's funny how
You're not
people
even
have beliefs
begging,
like
you're
that.
kind of demanding.
Yes, ask him.
Temperance, son. Now might be a good time to beg Jugo for his help.
No.
Why? You'd get some better clothes out of it.
No.
It's begging.
This is getting washed, and then he gets this filth back, and then I go about being poor.
Wait, did we just establish that you saw her half naked?
No.
think we just did.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone to eat it. I probably would have gone straight to the room
You
until
would have gone straight to the room.
wearing this horrible thing. Yes.
So congratulations.
Like I said, I took it off and I immediately.
You did that on deck.
I also don't have much of a chest.
Yeah, so that just happened.
Monastery also has different.
Yes.
I put on his shirt with minimal amounts of exposure, and then I went to go brood in my room. And I'm a water dragon. Brooding is something I can do.
We got company. I'm still naked and waiting for my clothes.
I'm just giving up on you. You're a very large background decoration.
I'm sorry, you would have gotten your clothes back by now.
Aw, take all the fun out of it.
No sex.
Why aren't you wearing your clothes? Because they're too clean smelling.
There you go.
Well, at least if he was doing his sword at the time, sharpening it, he would have something strategically placed.
Austin Powers style. Quit rubbing your sword! This is PG!
Alright. So, as the week keeps going on and on,
Yeah, I get my clothes back.
you do get
I
your
get my
clothes
crappy
back.
poor monk clothes back. The description I had on my thing.
There's quite a few people on board. If anyone cares, well, you were taking like random information, right?
Yes.
There are 5 members of your family on board.
I remember the code.
Right?
There are lots.
That's the biggest one,
of
right?
Co. The Co have no dragons, so they're trying to breed one. Desperately.
Yeah,
Grass.
significantly.
Beyond that, there's really none of the houses are particularly overrepresented. It's just Kosai has that many.
You're trying to recruit? You're recruiting?
No, they're breeding.
Recruiting, breeding.
Well, they are recruiting as well, obviously. Otherwise, but that's not what everybody else is. Most of them are mortals. One of them is not. Jago is a Kosai.
I'm horrible with names. Which one?
The androgynous.
Androgynous? Okay.
Yeah.
The androgen.
So, seeing as how they're members of your house, I figured, or family, that you'd take some interest in that they were.
Talk to him.
I'm not gonna talk to them. They can talk to me, but I'm not gonna talk to them.
This one was damaged from its long exposure to the outside world.
No. Can I feel bad for
That was
people?
before the egg was dropped.
Do you?
Twice.
I don't think you do.
She doesn't.
And then kicked down a hill.
You will be occasionally talking to Mayame. She seems to have taken a shine to you to some degree.
How do you spell that?
Maeme.
Senpai!
Maeme. And what was her title or surname?
Her surname is, making sure I have the right one, Malkasai. And that is phonetic.
Boy, she was born to the wrong family. She really was.
Let's see here. There is one other Surinsai on board.
Yeah, I threw him halfway across the harbor.
No, besides that one.
Besides that one, okay.
You've stopped considering him family.
She's a mortal named Sakura. And of course, Mayame will introduce you to her as soon as she gets a chance. She is an acolyte. She's trained as a priestess.
Okay. So we are we are like pretty much the only dragon-blooded on this ship, but we're all House
I
Ferem.
just wanted to check.
Yes, everybody on board the ship is either House Ferem or works for House Ferem.
Okay. It makes a little more sense. I had it a little bit confused.
The captain of the ship is a House Ferem Mirasai, and the first mate is her.
First mate.
Yeah, what's it called? She's not a member of the house, but she wants to be.
Vassal.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay. So I'm introduced to Sakura.
Yes, she's she's dressed in not quite monk's attire, but more like a Shinto priest. And she has sitting in her room, she has that staff with all the bells on it. And she will be happy to greet you, even serves tea with what small sandwiches she could force the crew to get for her.
Force the crew, I like that. I would be honored to take tea with her.
Thank you. Mayame has always been a good friend to me. I mean, we corresponded for a long time while we were in school. Of course, I was at the cloister and she was elsewhere. But how was your stay at the Bells?
It was It was.
Jason described it as
I had very little life before I came there. It made me who I am.
That is something that can be. That is a great thing to be able to say. I was born to be an acolyte and told that I would become a great monk, but alas, I'm just an acolyte. We cannot all live up to our parents' expectations. I suppose.
From humble beginnings come great things. You
Yes.
judge yourself too harshly, Sakura.
Perhaps, but Orion-sama, I am not chosen of the dragons or even embraced. All I can do is but pray in accordance with a leading monk.
There's worse lots in life.
You are correct, of course, and your wisdom is greatly appreciated. Remember, a part of the Immaculate Way is that you can literally never go wrong as a mortal if you do what a Dragonblood tells you.
Wow.
If
That
you're-
doesn't beg to be abused, does it?
If you're told to go murder your son,
As long as this one...
Dragonblood told me to, so I can't go to hell for it.
That was the Dragonblooded that ordered you that, higher rank than the one that's trying to arrest you for it. That's really the way to get at it.
Well, you have to give yourself up either way, but it was apparently part of my lot in this life.
Sorry, son. Why'd you do it? Dragonblood told me to.
Would you jump off a
Dragonblood?
bridge if it... Yeah.
Yeah. Like, stop jumping off the
That's
bridge.
not the
I
point.
told-
That's not the point.
It's not that they have to do everything they said, although that's encouraged.
It's that they won't go get.
It's that spiritually they're supposedly okay.
We're like the living embodiments of their... avatars of their gods.
Exactly.
So, okay. that
You're
makes
lesser avatars of the true immaculate dragons.
Congratulations.
We're avatars of the avatars.
You have a cult. In a way.
So tell me, Sakura, where is it you're going to be continue your learning?
I hope that I will be stationed at the shrine of the cutting of Sextus Gilus.
What? I don't even know how to write that down.
Sextus Gilus?
Sextis?
No.
Oh, no, it's
No.
2 E's.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
it is.
And then
because
it's
the way-
JYLIS.
Yeah.
I was going to say, sex test what?
Sex
The
test.
dragons' names are not pronounceable versus phonetic.
That one's the worst.
Sextus Gilus. Actually, I think Dawn is the worst.
No, that one's.
There's a comma in that one.
Apostrophe.
Or apostrophe, yeah, sorry.
Dawn.
I would put the apostrophe somewhere
I would not silence the third A. But yeah, that's
The
actually
on the-
more intuitive than that is.
If you say so. Sextus Gilus. That's actually a Roman name.
Yes, it is.
Something about stars?
6. I can't remember what test means, but Gilus is July. Or
Like a sextant.
yeah. Anyway.
Something about secants and stuff. That always makes my head hurt.
And then of course Mela is the freaking easiest,
Mm-hmm.
and then Hasish.
So tell me about this Sextus Gilus posting that you're going to have.
I am hoping that I will be given over to the great shrine in Cherak, and that there I will be both close to family and able to perform my duties as an acolyte. Do you not know the story of the shrine?
I have not heard it in many, many years. Why don't you refresh my memory?
The great shrine of Sextus Gilus is built around the cherry tree that was planted long, long ago. I'm named for it actually, and the story goes that Sextus Gilus, while doing his travels across creation, came to this spot and saw this beautiful tree and decided that it was too beautiful to allow to die in a coming winter that was foreseen. And so, in order to imbue it with everlasting life, he cut from his own hair a clipping, which was then grafted to the tree. And that one limb has preserved the tree for all these centuries since, millennia. And that one branch forever has flowers upon it.
That is an amazing tale.
Once per century, it is said that a cherry will bloom from, or will fruit from it, and that cherry has great properties.
Well, I hope you get to see this sometime during your schooling there.
It has not happened in the last 60 years. I hope that within my lifetime I get to see.
Me too, Sakura.
Son!
I'll son you in your face. Sakura-san. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I finished my tea and sandwiches and make some small talk and
The
then
image
go.
of you trying to
Just
do
happy to
until you
regale
eat
you with
tiny
other
sandwiches.
stories. Oh my god, they must look so itty bitty. It's like,
Your height, a little taller than you, and a lot heavier.
Yeah, I'm a little taller than him and weigh as much as two of him.
yeah, that's
Well, a little less than two. But
I was going to say, I'm 240.
really? Goodness. Make me feel better. I'm not that much more than that.
Yeah, the thing about our height is we really don't show our weight.
I do. I just have to be naked. Better not to think about that. I don't notice other people my height. They don't stand out as much as little people do.
Which is why I should be right there in your center of attention. Short stature, bright hair.
So, is there any particular kind of person that you would be looking into?
Is there anyone else that seems as intrigued by the magical workings of this ship? For example, while the sails are down, is there anyone in the back wondering what's going on with the paddle?
Where's the keys to the cabin?
Only other person that seems to be interested in it is
No.
a
I haven't back yet.
there's several different people, I should say, that are interested in it in the first day, but only after the maybe second or third day, there's only one other person there besides you.
Mm-hmm. That being said, while the sails are down, does the paddle remain? Does it spin slowly? How's it reduce drag on the ship?
It actually just rolls with the actual waves of the vessel.
Okay.
It does technically provide a small amount of drag, but not much.
But because it's not locked in place, it's... Okay. Well, seeing as this is a larger, sleeper version of the rest, it's probably still moving quicker than the rest of them.
Well, the rest are just merchantmen, so they're big fat ships.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Wallowing through the sea.
So our drag is bringing us to a more reasonable pace for them.
Yep.
Science.
The other one will slowly come over to you. What can I... is there anything I can help explain for you?
No, I'm just... Wait, explain for me?
Well, yes.
No, I'm taking notes on this. I'm hoping later this week the first mate's going to take me on a tour of the inner workings. How much do you know about the mechanisms that drive this one?
Oh, this is what I study.
Where at?
It is a small school. One as such as yourself would not know it.
That's rather presumptuous. Where was it? He's hipster.
Hipster?
He's hipster. It's obscure. You never know.
I knew about it before it was cool.
That's the vibe I got from it.
It is quite small, but if you must know, it is in the east.
That's not the
Did
school.
That's still not the
Did
answer.
the adults of our generation just send everyone east?
He's gonna have to kill you if he tells you. You know that, right?
It is on the far end of
We need more
the
farmers than
peninsula,
everyone's.
close to the imperial city.
Okay, I'm getting a wonderful grasp of where it is. What's the name of the school?
If you must know,
Yes.
Adaal-sama, it was the... I don't even have a name.
Kick him in the shin and jump off the boat.
It's not too terrible.
Leave your human skin behind.
It was the...
You have a name generator on your computer
I,
to pull up.
I actually meant to.
Because you know better with him.
It was...
See, I thought he was going to give me an actual school.
This is why you should know better.
It is Da'an's Academy of Waters.
Sounds like the presumptuous
The
thing for a
yellow
private small
waters.
academy.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And you studied the craftsmanship of magical water vessels?
Shogunate era turning wheels, yes.
Okay, then, yes, I would love to hear about the workings.
Congrats, you're going to be sitting there for hours.
If you would care to, yes, I can do that.
Yes!
The Wave Dancer is a class vessel. It was produced in SY
Simlish.
956 underneath the auspicious rule of the White Emperor.
5
Excuse me
hours
just a
later.
moment. Boom, quill, inkwell, and I will grab a scroll case from nowhere.
Okay, so you're
I have
elemental
notes to
school
take.
and elsewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a second.
So,
Writing desk.
it's like wow.
Yeah, so I reach in half my hand.
I believe I'm accurate on that year. It may be within the ballpark.
You might want to put a tilde in front of it.
Suddenly he got nervous.
Yes.
I'm sorry. If I'm drafting this according to your notes, I missed your name.
Make sure I pronounce it right. Hinata.
Hinata? From family...
Techie-san.
I don't know why I even had to ask. Probably.
I am your second cousin.
Thrice removed. By
Most of you are probably second cousins. Most of every one of us. There's no friend of ours.
I was going to say, you're being mean.
I'm not here. I'm hurting someone. Or attempting to get off the boat and be in the water.
If you care, the elemental wheel will be turned by the actual essence within the water. That when the dragon line comes across it, it will fuel its motion and power the vessel. In addition, if we actually had an aspect of water, that aspect of water could lend her own essence to the wheel and thus turn it powering the vessel.
So if we run across an area of ocean that runs dry of the dragon lines, for example, our first mate would be able to keep this ship moving.
Yes, but it would tax her greatly as she is only on one of the embraced.
Okay.
I can supercharge this boat. Use Holland, come with me!
So what are the embraced? I've heard it a couple times.
When you gain your powers, it's called an exaltation.
Mhm.
You have your inner power burst forward, and you become a demigod of
I
that
will taste
element.
it. Classic.
Okay.
Very
What
distinct.
the heck? No, I had it all
On the other hand, if you are
Don't tell
elemental blooded,
Mhm.
you are embraced. You embrace the element, and the element embraces you. It's a much more gradual process. It's nowhere near as heroic and overpowering as yours. So they're generally referred to as the blooded or the embraced
Okay.
because of the manner in which it happens.
Okay, that makes sense. Please continue.
Continue with your
Okay.
nerditry.
What?
Continue with your nerditry.
That is exactly
No,
what's
this
going
is uber nerditry, by the way.
Nerditry
It's actually
inside
nerdery, by the way.
Nerditry inside of nerdery.
So-
It's
Very
basically
meta.
two engineers talking.
Yes, and he will continue to talk about it at the time. At about this time, there is a gasping on the west side of the or port side of the ship.
You better go check on that. It's probably your friend.
I wonder what he did now.
You were at the bow,
Yeah, I tend to
so
say
you
that.
can look left. It's not difficult.
I'm wandering around until I have no idea where I am.
Okay, there
It was
is
you.
You're probably following whatever the
a
biggest
vast,
was.
semi-transparent manta ray that is slowly raising out of the water, cascading up, and then slamming back down into the water.
Over us?
Nope,
No?
just off that way.
Ah.
And it is slowly doing that as it
Jump
plays
in,
across the
okay,
water.
No.
It also slowly flies, maybe just tip to tip to tip of the waves as it moves across. Again, semi-transparent.
Awesome.
Don't mess with it. It's probably God.
Or spirit?
Or spirit God.
Or
Spirit's a
never-
catch-all
let's kill
term
it.
for any being.
Damn
Of that
commies.
type.
They're everywhere. Bunch of commies. Here to ruin our way of life.
I'm going to actually happily watch it.
Okay. It is very dark in color, but otherwise semi-transparent. Just skimming. It seems to be playing across the waves.
How big?
Huge.
Massive?
It's pretty big, yeah.
Like boat size?
Maybe
But not
like
ship
a
size.
yeah. Okay, that's a good way to put it.
Smaller than a bread box, bigger than a baby's arm.
If you'd like, you can roll to see if you can identify it.
Sure, why not?
It's a thing.
Let's
Yay!
find out what sort of water-dwelling creature this is. 7.
It's a storm surge Shen.
Storm surge what?
Shen.
Shen?
Shen.
You remember them?
Not actively.
It's the mini spirits.
Oh, them. Okay. Are you sure it's mini?
Yes, it is a least spirit.
Are you sure? It's kind of big.
They can be big physically.
Okay, this is a big small spirit. Got it.
It's a big least spirit.
It hopes to one day become a small spirit.
So, this would then be a very good omen.
Sure.
It did say storm surge.
It just negated the bad omen from earlier, though.
No. Good omen, we're traveling in a solid direction. For me. Not so good for some other people. Or this boat.
All right.
Good foreshadowing, damn it.
The people go ahead and continue watching it as it plays along, and slowly as the day progresses, the wind begins to pick up, and a large black cloud begins blowing in from one side.
See?
Uh-huh.
And
At
all
this
the
time-
air embrace start electrocuting
Just-
everybody.
Be ready for that spirit check.
And there's a bunch of wispy ribbons of light that are now dancing across the air in various altitudes and even dancing across the ship. If you'd like, you can roll for them too.
That's kind of weird.
It does. It also sounds less of lore and more occult now. But,
This should be a cult, yeah. Actually, the other one should have been a cult too.
well, it's the same die.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
So, I'll take it. 13.
They're winds, friend.
Okay.
Specifically, they are Storm Riders, friend.
And these are clearly visible to everyone on the boat?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming the crew
Run.
are freaking out.
Run now.
It is a common sign of a big storm.
So, for the more formally attired, I'm going to start walking over to them.
Wow, time has passed.
I
Okay,
don't,
11:30.
It's 11.
and let them know of impending water and wind.
You go to the captain.
I'm assuming the captain has noticed these things.
Hey, Ava!
Good assumption.
I mean, giant manta that got the attention of everyone.
Well, let's tell the captain something they already know and get yelled at. Or tell the captain later when
Regular
he's yelling
yard.
at you that you would have said something, but you figured that they probably had it in hand. Less yelling. I mean, it's kind of a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
I'm going to tell
Somebody.
No,
and then tell the captain.
I'm going to tell the people who don't know what these are.
Does anyone want a game?
Yes, I will take
I'll
you up
take
on
one.
that now.
Okay, I have cheese and I have cherry.
Split a cheese one with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like cheese.
My leg is asleep,
I told Jill.
Oh.
and she squeaks when she does it.
It's kind of adorable.
Okay, there.
Good, yeah. Good, yeah. If I had a dad of my own, I would hug it and squeeze it and love it all to bits.
You do, and it's torture. You know,
That's right, Lenny. We can have rabbits.
I don't even like this. I don't even know this dog's name.
That's
but-
required reading.
Yeah, twice. I had the same English
And the
teachers
movie.
grow up.
They made us watch the movie
What are you-
too.
what are you talking
Of
about?
mice
Of
and
Mice and Men. You will.
You will.
That was a.
It's 10th or
sophomore?
11th. It's 10th or 11th.
It's gotta be better than
No, it's a
To
tragedy.
kill, no, I much prefer To Kill a Mockingbird.
Really? I thought it was still boring. I thought Romeo and Juliet was more interesting.
I think
Sounds
Romeo and
boring.
Juliet's what happens when 14-year-olds are allowed to have and make decisions.
Feat of great strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet is textbook why kids don't rule the world.
Yeah.
And it was set in Venice, so it didn't piss off anyone in England.
Mm.
Because everyone would go, hey, yep, those Italians. Well, Venetians at the time, because I don't think Italy was united yet, but...
Here in London, they do it right. They throw themselves off the bridge. Stupid kids.
So yeah,
I like Steinbeck's writing, but Mice and Men is not.
for the
It's a
people
wrap
who
up.
are staring at them in wonder,
I don't like how it
I
ended,
will
because I would turn the pages.
warn
There
them
was no
about
more
the incoming
pages.
storm rather than stay up to watch the pretty lights.
Hi, we have food and you can't have any.
So
Are you sure about that?
I don't want the actual food. There you go. That's right, actually.
no, your breath is as terrible as always.
I'm just a bad dog breath.
That's really bad numbering.
No, not fine. Just don't put your paw up.
So, Orion, son, you might want to go up underneath. You didn't look too happy yet. What was it? 2 days ago, when you were all wet.
True. I find shelter.
I'm still admiring it.
Yeah, your daddy's not going to feed you either.
Kabuto, you can see he's walking around. And he has a very, very dark gray set of robes on with a golden filigree.
Look, he had like 10 suitcases and all of them were clothing.
Yeah, but this might be prayer worthy. I'm not sure how much. Is it a robed cloak or like
Sure, yeah.
Or cloak
like
robe.
just a cloak or a full robe?
It's a full robe and a couple of layers to it.
Okay, so something that looks almost priestly attire, or
Sort of. It's kind of the wrong color for that, and a little bit fancy. Honestly,
it's just a noble guy. He
it's
looks
kind of
risen.
funny that it's a dark grayish color like this. Normally, something like that would be white and gold.
Like what he wore earlier.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that thing is enchanted.
That or the laundromat on this boat is really incompetent.
It was white and blue, like the sky.
No, it was white and gold.
White and gold, clear, like the sky.
No, the dress is blue and black, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
I told you it was.
No, wait, it's white and gold. My bad.
I see
When
blue
we
and
first,
black.
I see blue and black too.
That's
When
all
we
white and
first
gold.
saw it,
This is white gold.
when we first saw it, we were
Depending on the
arguing
computer
about
screen, I see either.
Yeah, angle. Angle can change color.
Honestly,
No matter how I looked at it, it was white and gold
Same
every time.
here, except blue
So
and
this
black.
is a different set of clothes than what he had on earlier today?
give me a smarts roll.
I'm up there. Can I roll a notice?
Stab him that way later. I can see the blood spots.
6.
Yes, you can roll your notice.
I forgot what it was.
No problem. A good knife can't solve.
Partially true. Partially.
Cleanser.
Sometimes it's a cascade.
It's not very usual.
Okay. You both succeeded, and I can tell you that the filigree across that robe is exactly the same as before.
It is enchanted.
It's just a different color now.
You what?
I'm not gonna go talk to him. I just scream and run away.
I'm gonna have to talk to him. Stab him and take it.
That's not this character. You're thinking
Okay.
of the other one.
So he
Just
has,
checking.
he has fancy
I'm
magic
testing
clothing. Got it. But
Magic clothing and really bad washing points on this ship, which actually really boils.
I don't know what.
Is it black or is it kind of a grayish, ashy color?
Because one of these you need to apply urine when you wash. Makes it right white again.
It's funny, that's how they used to get ammonia.
How else would you get ammonia?
Well,
It's a
back,
plentiful supply.
back in the day, that's the only place they knew of to get it.
Yeah, and it's a plentiful supply.
Women's urine for gunpowder.
Kabuto, son, if I could have a minute.
Yes. Your, Adaal?
Adaal,
Oh, my apologies.
want to see. Wasn't your outfit white earlier today?
He gets a darker look on his face. It was.
He's popular.
So it reflects your current mood?
Pretty pink.
ask what happened to it then?
My father's colors shine through anything.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with your family lineage.
I am descended from the Raven of Glory.
That sounds like a war check.
Actually, it's an occult check.
Fine, that sounds like an occult check.
Same.
8. The North is unique in all of creation that it has 2 greater gods of war.
Okay.
One of carnage and the other of glory. Both are ravens.
Mhm.
Or technically Rayton.
Giant scary birds.
They're like ravens on gigantic steroids slashed with dinosaurs.
I don't want to be emo. I keep putting on
Is that
white clothes and I keep becoming emo.
Harrington, the one with the condor with the stag's head and antlers that likes eating people's hearts.
Yes. My God, I haven't heard those things in forever.
They're kind of useless as builds.
They
You got to buff them up a little bit, but they're a lot of fun when you buff them up.
So is it all outfits that do this over time?
Anything over time. Things I sit on, things I stand, people I talk to. Well,
Later.
sometimes.
So that's
That poor boy tries his hardest
He's
not
like
to be emo, but he was just.
I was about to say, that's the
emo.
gothiest goth I've ever heard of in my life. He doesn't even want to be goth, he's so goth.
It's like, everything I touch turns black. Can I have your power? No, go away, weirdo. Please talk to me, senpai. I want to be darker than black.
that is a very unique quality. What's his skin?
He is actually very, very light. But he has, as you look at him now, he's kind of got that flock forward hair.
So he.
He's
Okay.
cursed by goth. But I'm a prep. I
It
don't
makes it
want
10 times better that I skipped a goth across the park.
No, you skipped a prep that doesn't want to be goth, but his inner gothness demands to be
Because his dad's a greater goth
greater god goth.
of goths.
He's not a greater god. He's a greater god.
That too.
Patron saint of goth.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
But at least it does not take every trait of yours. You are still unique in that. In the meantime, I am going to go warn the few that still aren't realizing the incoming storm is about to hit.
I look forward to it.
Don't talk to me anymore.
I look forward to it.
He's
Crap!
gonna
That's something
turn me
goth would say.
That's so metal.
Aw.
Push
Right,
Get your paw down. Are you wrong, you know?
Mixed signals. No wonder your dogs are so horrible. Not yours, his.
I got
He's a complete lover.
Right, don't
He's
let
a doofus doggy.
We went to their house, and
She, on the other hand, is a toe licker.
Off.
I used to be a toe nibbler at least, so she's better than she used to be.
Depends on the person. Maybe your feet are just more tasty.
Kyle's the only one I've ever seen. Like, I remember the first time I went over to your house, Kyle warned that.
I just only does that when people have socks on.
Because I remember you used to muzzle her,
Nibbles
and then
with
she
your
became the
toes.
most pathetic sad dog that ever pathetic sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, she was very pathetic.
You put on just like, I am the most unloved, saddest, just most abused dog ever in existence. Then you take it off and shave you, and you start being a brat again.
Very true.
Well, one I already know is downstairs. The other I told off. Raziel, where you at?
What? Yes.
Don't you see the
From the
storm?
shadows.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You want to get blown off board?
I'm sorry. No.
Go get a couple
I'll
others.
probably
Let
go
them know
somewhere
that the
that's a
storm's
little less
coming and it's going to
exposed
be
to
coming
probably wind,
big,
but I'll still be
judging
able
by
to
the
get
size
soaked.
of that spring.
Pretty much there is nowhere like that.
What?
Somewhere safer than on
Tell a
top of
couple
the
of
bow of
people
this ship.
I can't
Okay,
warn
that
everyone,
there
of
is.
course.
Because I'm going to at least understand
Don't tell
that
a
that's
couple other
probably
people
not the
that
best place
the
to be unless I
storm's going to
really want to
come
be in
big
this
and
choppy
it's going to
ocean.
come
See
hard.
what you're doing.
Which I could do, but then I'll lose the
asshole.
ships. And that's a long walk, even if I can swim like I'm flying.
Go. You were given a command. Follow it or stab him.
Do I have to? Can't you make?
I can't tell everyone.
Can't you make the snotty one do it?
Which one?
It is a ship of nobles. I
So
am
much
far
snot.
from the only arrogant person
And
on
I'm
the ship.
going to
He checked
bounce
one.
off before you get a chance to
And then
talk
just
back.
stopped doing it and dodged it.
Wait,
Dodged it.
no,
I
wait,
hear you.
please. I guess I have to go warn people about the storm now. Cause this asshole.
And you can't do it while you're hiding in the
That'd be
shadows either.
awesome.
It doesn't count.
Oh, that'd be creepy.
I set myself down to meditate on the
There's a storm.
once I'm out of the area with wind.
I'm sorry?
Once I'm a little away from. Obviously, there's still going to be wind, but away from.
From the bow?
Obviously, going into water now.
Mm.
I'm probably just going to settle down and meditate when the words, or wait for the storm to hit so I can meditate.
Okay.
Closest I've been to water in how long?
Well, the sea is fierce. The ship gets pretty topsy-turvy. If anyone cares, they can roll a vigor check. If not, that's fine.
I don't want to.
much bigger.
I have very little.
So you probably aren't feeling that great by the ship doing all these rolling and tumbling and whatnot.
God no.
As the day progresses and passes, the storm roars by, and in the morning there is a bright dawn. You can see the silhouette of Yggdrasil in front of the sun, and the sea is mirrored calm.
I slept like a dude.
We still have the other 3 ships with us.
One has gone wayward, but it's only a matter of time before enough of the storm clears that you can see it in the distance. That's one of the easier things about this world. You can see ships at a much, much greater distance.
Makes piracy a lot harder.
Yeah.
It just means you have to get more creative.
I'm waiting for it.
In any case, the captain sends a crewman to invite the 4 of you to dinner.
We're already on the boat.
Yes.
We had to find a creative way to get to the boat last time. I
Which
was on
led
I
to
was
an
on one of
interesting
the merchant
instance of why are
boats.
you rolling on my ship?
That's very nice.
And which ended with a you have no shoes.
Nice shoes.
You are planning on joining
Children
us,
with
right?
their own shoes, I
He was an
did.
amazing character for how annoying he was.
Yes, that guy
Come
was.
on. It's not
I
very
have
often
conditions.
that a captain
I
gets
know
a-
where no, 13-year-olds is like, you're coming, right? Really, Mom?
Who's 13?
No, I look 13.
Pay attention. It'll be a
I
quiz
thought
later.
he was.
No,
Yeah.
I
Oh, he looks like a
We're
child.
both 17.
I thought he had taken the child track.
No.
No, we're both 17.
Nobody takes that if they can avoid it. It's got way too many negatives.
A lot of them do.
The one in
This one has like
system?
4 negatives and 1 positive.
It's like the old one.
1 Benny in exchange for, what is it?
You
Your,
lose 5 skills,
and your D4 on all your traits with it, or all your abilities.
and you lose a trait or 2, yeah.
Yeah, but you're super lucky.
Yeah,
You take lucky on top of that, you get 6 bennies a game.
No matter what your skills are at that point. I win.
Yeah, reroll.
No amount of rerolls will help bad numbers.
Yeah, well, if you roll like Mitch, then you're just screwed.
And if you roll like Flint, you're God.
I don't
I
know.
don't have to roll
Mitch,
yet. I'm
Mitch
very
rolled
good.
okay. Kyle rolling though.
No, Mitch, when it came to Savage Worlds, would fail every
Everything.
single
Really?
one. But granted, he continuously rolled things that he did not have the specialty for. So he was always rolling at -2, and then he wanted to shoot his gun that he did not have a specialty for, and do multiple shots in a round, which meant he was firing at -4 every shot.
To be fair though,
Of course he didn't freaking make it.
when
but
he wasn't
whatever.
rolling, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Going at the monkey. Yeah, please. It's disgusting. No, you're gonna listen to me. Why? I have the bomb. I was listening to that entire spiel with the bomb one, and that was amazing. That he just talked those people into
Hustle with the poison or the flagon with the dragon?
just trying to stop these people who had a bomb, and then he somehow got it, and then he was just like, you're gonna give us it. Why? You're gonna listen to me. I'm supposed to do. I have the bomb. I literally have the device that can kill us all. Now, if you excuse me, I need to make a phone call to my friends that totally has nothing to do with your bounty.
Nice.
How about you? You gonna go?
Yeah, I'll humbly accept. Well, humble in quotes.
I was about to say. Lying already, are we?
I probably lie all the
Alright.
time.
How about you?
I think it would be enjoyable.
Not to mention a little bit of a slight if you didn't show at this point in time.
There is that.
I'd like to humbly invite you to dinner. Except it's not actually an invite, but...
It's more of a
Nor is it dinner.
courtesy. Nor is it dinner.
You
It's
guys
something.
stand there and I ask you questions while I eat.
That doesn't seem fair.
That seems like a ship you would run.
Mirsai Osaka will be looking forward to it.
What was the name again?
Mirasai Osaka.
Osaka, okay.
Okay.
She is a dragon.
Okay. Well, I guess I had better break out my set of fine clothes
Okay.
that are in a separate oilcloth sack that is perfumed as well.
Interesting. Very nice.
Well, I smell horrible, so my clothes have to smell nice.
I'm just gonna be going on the same stuff. I don't care.
I don't have a choice. I'm supposed to be poor or some stupid thing.
You want an outfit?
I have
Rub up
to be
against
poor.
my clothing.
No.
Am I allowed to beg for nice clothes? I'm pretty sure I was strictly told no on that. Because the Sifu was afraid I would break people and take them. I'm a monk! What?
This is me begging.
It's about how well you
If you don't want to beg for your life, maybe you should just give them to me.
All right.
Thank you for
are
helping this humble monk who walked away.
you guys are taken that evening to the officers' mess, where you are given the seats at the stern end of the table. Mind you, every single one of the officers of the ship is also here.
I never did get quite an idea of the scale of the ship. How big is it?
It's probably on par with a full galleon.
Galleon. Okay, that's big.
Yep.
It was,
It's not as many decks, but it is longer.
okay, so what's a crew on this thing run?
Probably in the neighborhood of maybe 140 or so.
Okay, how many of them are officers?
Probably around 10.
Okay, that's how you ask 5 questions to get the answer to the only one that actually mattered.
So there's 15 people in this mess right now.
Plus us,
Sure.
and the captain, and the first mate.
The captain
Okay,
has not
16.
yet arrived.
Okay.
I was going 10 officers, us, and then captain first mate.
I should have known.
Okay, and then you guys sit down, and finally the captain comes in.
That was polite. Interesting. So we will sit here and...
And then the entire staff stands up
That's what I was waiting for.
as she
Social
walks
cue.
by. Then she sits down in her chair at the end of the table, at the far stern,
And then we
and
sit.
everyone sits.
A little more like what I'm used to.
She will take out her shirt, unfold it, place it upon her lap, which then apparently signals everyone else at the table to do the same.
Follow the lead.
Machine. Soldier's life.
Something that
Win
you
room.
can probably respect.
Mhm.
She says, it is wonderful to see the High Scions.
I'd like to thank you for this invitation. It's actually my first time in such a great vessel.
I'm glad you appreciate her. She is our only Shogunate-era vessel in the fleet. Were it not for our salvaging her from the floor, thanks to several of the Donasai and the Mirasai working together, she would not be ours to keep.
On the floor? Where at?
Alas, I do not have the location memorized. If you'd like, I can give you the coordinates. Would you prefer Melian coordinates or Passian?
Technos.
Your answer is yes.
I think my answer would be yes, generally.
Yes.
I'd love to get it in both, just to compare relative states.
Well, the Passian is closer, so it's probably going to be a bit more precise. But yes, certainly.
Glad the answer was yes.
Well, when you have water and air and earth upon the same vessel, you tend to have a way to use all those charts. Granted, I do not have an earth on my vessel at this point, but I did in the past. By the way, that is one of the things that Dragonblooded generally can do. You can
Coordinates.
spend a mote to know exactly how far away your elemental pull is from you and which direction.
Your pole.
Your elemental pole, north, south, east, west, center.
So
Okay.
yours would be south. How far?
Yours, you'd know how far the elemental pull of fire was.
A long way away and lots of heat.
Right.
And they would be able to do the water, and he'd be able to do air.
So triangulate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You use 3 Dragon Bloods, and you can generally know exactly where you are in creation.
Hold hands. Okay, now 5 feet apart. Exactly. Now you turn to the north.
Yeah.
Now
so,
concentrate.
using both of those, I can get a really damn good estimate of where it's going to be.
Okay.
3, you get a dead spot, I would bet.
If you had all 5, you have too much information, you'd probably just confuse yourself. But
I can see that.
1 point, okay. 3 points, you're gold. Any more than that?
Easy mode.
well, I suppose then you could coordinate where on the
What Z plane?
the firmament it was, or if you actually were beneath the surface in the Underdark.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes.
Unnecessary.
Yes. Talk to the captain.
No, I was.
What? You said something to the captain?
No.
Go ahead.
No. What? Stop.
And you, Madam Masaosai, are you having a good trip?
Yes. It is quite enjoyable to be out on the open ocean.
I heard that you had quite the tussle on the bow the other day.
Someone ran into me and I had to save him from going overboard.
May I give you a little bit of advice?
Certainly.
Going the Western style upon a realm vessel is frowned upon.
Was that snore?
I have no boating skill.
You can roll lore.
I have none of it. What is lore?
You can roll lore if you like.
I think
Anyone who has it can roll it.
Here, you know what?
Yep.
I don't have it, but I can still roll this.
D4 minus 1? Or 2, I mean.
I think I have voting.
Why being
Yeah,
martial
I'm
artist?
voting.
See.
Boating or lore would be.
This would be lore.
She's yeah. You're a monk.
I got a
So, I rolled 2 1s.
Really?
You have
Wow.
no idea she's talking.
You
I
have-
blink at her blankly.
I rolled
Get up and run from the table in terror.
The Western style
I rolled
is
a
that
6, so-
crashing wave form?
Yeah, that probably. It's
At
like,
least she knows she's talking
but
about martial
I
arts.
wasn't practicing on the bow.
What did you get?
I got a 6.
6 use? Okay. In the West, there is yet another different culture. All of them, the different ways, have cultures, but the predominant culture in the West is
Is the
Men are men,
types?
women are women. They're very archetypal. But there's also a third sex in the West, which are women that act like men, and they often go. They wear only male type clothes, and that means that when they go out on ships, they often don't have tops on.
Oh, that's what I'm getting called out for.
No.
You have a roll, right? There's literally no.
I rolled 2 ones though, so whoosh. I'm Makotoing this
I have
moment.
voting.
Oh, you used boating?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I got 4. I rerolled and got 2.
I will actually accept that for this particular lore because it is kind of boating
I'm
centric.
gonna say yeah. With a D4
Boating
minus
humor.
2, there's literally no way to roll a 6.
Yeah, but voting's a aspect skill. So
Right.
He might
But
have points in it.
if you're trained in it and it's a straight D4, you can roll a 6. D4 minus 2 is not possible.
True. Anyway.
That's why I had to ask. Make sure you were
Blink,
rolling
blink.
dice.
Okay. Just blink.
Well, I hadn't seen that
Keep
incident.
yourself modest.
I hadn't seen that, so I have no.
Oh! That same idiot who almost went overboard spilled soup on me.
Sorry.
And that necessitated what?
I can't go in the ocean to clean it off when I'm clearing soup. It'll attract every animal in the area. I needed a new outfit at that moment.
Fail to see how that required you to go the Western style upon the deck rather than return to your room
I would have had to walk by people.
with soup. And that is not better than keeping your modesty?
Nothing was shown, and I switched shirts very quickly.
I don't
If I
completely
caused a-
agree with you.
That is because you're perfect.
Oh,
I
man.
apologize.
No matter
however.
how young.
I apologize, however, if I caused any offense to your ship. It was not my intention to
It
have
is
soup
not.
spilled on me.
It was merely a small bit of disruption. Several of the men have taken to telling tales. Things have been dealt with them.
Men.
Indeed.
No. They were this big. He was all over me. That's totally how that went. Next day after they sober up. Nope, he was full of shit.
That could be the same conversation with the guy who opened the door when I was changing.
It was this big.
Very nice.
Really got that toy. You thought it'd be
Like a
right.
penis in a man purse.
Alright,
Good soup.
Captain, I couldn't help but notice that this vessel of yours seems equipped as much for comfort and transport as it is for war.
honestly, I wish I could take this vessel out pirate hunting more often, but honestly, with the dull fleets in the north these days, and the number of pleasure cruises that I have been required to take elder councilmen on, it has been much more the latter use than the former.
So, you've hunted pirates, have you?
Indeed, that was how I made my bones, so to speak. The pirates that came down from the Peach Isles, they harried many of the slave states to our west, and when their forces were insufficient to the task, the House of Ferem lent us along with several other
I can't
vessels.
stop him.
So I was on this very ship when the captain of the time was put overboard and taken to the depths, as they say. And I was able to stand up, claim my spot, and I exalted upon its very deck, not far from here, above over there.
Impressive.
It was quite the day for my second breath. I still remember my essence flowing out, covering the deck, holding the very boards together upon the port side as we took abroad. Was a glorious thing.
Sounds like it. A special circle of hell and the hells for pirates. With luck, one of these days you'll be able to go out hunting them again.
Perhaps, but with the Adaal fleets, they may not have too many vessels like this one, but they have a few, and they have far more actual triremes and other vessels to take on the pirates. And God forbid that the Reavers come down from the far north again. The land of always winter seems to house an unlimited number of them, but thankfully they're headed west these days, not to our shores.
Excellent. Well, if any do come by, I'm sure that we'll be in good hands.
Perhaps if you can persuade your family, we are in need of a chaplain.
A chaplain. I might know someone who could do that.
Interesting. Well, certainly.
She's like, none of these kids have any idea how to talk to anybody.
I
I
still
prefer if you didn't go
spoken out.
topless. Do the what now? We're looking for a chaplain. Someone from your family. Do the what now?
My character
Coming home and a hoop?
still hasn't said a word.
Yeah, it's your turn.
You squeeze.
How old is your character?
I
Same age as us.
yeah.
Which is how old
He said 17, right?
I am.
Sorry, that was really loud.
Yes, it was.
I got it.
I learned it from you.
I did? You should hear
Quit dodging the question. How old are you?
17.
Okay, there you go.
Alright, so is everyone at the table 17?
Sure.
Yeah, you were 16, I thought. Or 17?
I swear to God,
But
if he's
you-
the youngest.
I'm 17.
Makes no difference to me.
Seriously, everybody's 17. Wow.
I just said before this.
I'll be 18, fine. I'll be the
I
rebel.
don't think you can be older than 17.
No, you did.
Okay, that seems yeah. No, 18. You're right. 19.
19 to
the
20
youngest.
was going to
19
be the higher
That's right.
limit. It was,
So, yeah,
it was what,
18.
15 to 20?
So you're gonna be 18 then?
Sure.
You're barely able to save the world. Another year. It's no longer an option.
Let's get to it, guys. Come on.
Alright.
I got no time window to meet.
But the world doesn't need saving. Fine, you gotta go break the world and save it.
There you go. Let's conquer it first.
Okay,
That's
Vegeta.
basically the supernatural.
So,
Politely eat my meal.
What do you think about the trip?
certainly a Kosai should be able to comment on seafaring voyages. Your family takes them with us very often.
My food suddenly becomes pop.
That's probably pretty much it. Just holding it down.
The table's staring at the dragon.
Yep.
Please. It's been nice. I don't go on ships that often.
I hear you studied in Thorns. How did you appreciate them? I heard they're one of the oddballs out there.
I don't think you actually.
Okay.
Well, with the oddball part.
You're not technically lying, yes.
Have
Captain
any
of
of
the
you
ship is
put
realized the future
any
is
thought
probably
into your trials? Come the debutante.
Trials.
Showing off. And
Oh yeah, you're going to be standing before the greatest crowd of men and women that you've ever seen. I'm sure.
Silently crying.
Dying on the inside.
We're the first dragons in generations. There's a lot of expectations from us. We have to be able to show them what we got.
Yes. Well, though,
Hmm.
at least he doesn't have as much to worry about as the rest of you. He could probably fall on his face on stage, and the Kosai would still be happy. No offense, little lord.
I can't say none taken. I'm just gonna stay quiet, man.
Of course, you also have the strange predicament that you will probably be marrying within your own family.
That shouldn't be too much of a problem, though. From the rumors I heard, he was adopted to begin with, so...
Oh yes, I know. That's what I'm referring to. It's still strange to see Ko on both sides of that certificate.
Only for gossip
Filthy
mongers.
cow.
It's a good way to strengthen the blood ties, though. It's a chance for them to get their seat back.
Well, at least not lose it. There are several that are in the council rooting for that to happen. It would not be the first time. Remember the Calais?
No, actually, I don't. I'm, well, young.
It's a few centuries ago. The Calais were a family that covered several different aspects of survival during the ancient days. But they are no more. They went an entire, 6 to 7 generations before they were finally demoted and are now one of the patrician houses beneath Ferem.
Meet the daimyo's expectations. Your family will bring everything to you.
No pressure.
No pressure. That's, he has a chance at some great riches if he performs better than he was
Yeah.
expected to.
If he
Riches.
performs well, the argument will be the Co trying to keep him while others are trying to take him.
It's already been claimed. There's no argument there.
By the family, not by marriage. And as she has said, if there's people on the council trying to demote the Co, it would be completely logical to take someone, especially someone who was exalted and has been, if they catch the eye of the daimyo in a positive sense, would probably start quite a political war to try to take him. They wouldn't marry him to their best, probably, but
I
It
think
would be
what
an
she's
interesting
trying to
internal struggle.
explain is when we get home, find someone that you might enjoy as a suitor, as a dragon. You have some choice, and if you want to strengthen your family, marry in. Something to think about.
And of course, there's always those wild oats. Just don't make your wife wear the pillow too often. Do you want to know what she's referring to?
Yes, please. Or do I?
Okay. The custom of wearing the pillow actually comes from European nobility, and I think even Chinese
I
nobility.
think Chinese did it too.
Yeah.
Some
Anyway,
dynasties more than others.
If your husband went off and impregnated, say, I don't know, a servant girl, but he was having a very hard time getting his wife with child, that wife would wear the pillow to pretend she was pregnant and then take the child of the servant as her own. Possibly hiring that servant on as the, quote, wet nurse,
Yeah.
and possibly throwing her in a ditch somewhere.
Depends on the noble.
Yep. And on whether or not they want rumors of the true nature of that child's
Being a
ancestor.
bastard used to be a really big deal.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's whatever.
It's common nowadays.
There's people who aren't bastards who don't know who their fathers are, so not a
There's-
big deal.
I
Honestly,
knew my
there-
father was my father.
until the Game of Thrones came on TV, there was a whole lot of people who didn't know the real meaning of that word.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad.
Yes.
Son of a motherless goat.
But yes.
Quite sure that's accurate, but okay.
So it's 11:31. Do you guys want to pause here and do again next time, or keep going for a little bit? It's up to you guys.
Speak or be
I
spoken
don't
to.
know. I don't care.
You don't know what you want?
Roll it out.
Speak clearly and
I
plainly, then
don't
one.
care.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
Do you want to keep playing?
Sure.
There you go. You made a clutch decision. Good work.
What? I'm not a manipulative bitch.
I just play one.
Most of the time.
Or catches the eye of one trying to mess up with other things and then impregnate them.
What?
Your scorpion.
No, not my problem.
Pretty sure it's gonna be when she comes back in a year.
If we ever do that game again, that'd be fun. If I could do the cabin trip, I would totally do
A
L5
long
hour.
shot? Yeah. No,
I still say it's on me. My
I bet we could
most
get Kyle to come
terrifying
down
comment.
for that too.
bet you're right. I just need to know in advance so I can try and find vacation days around it.
Yeah.
Most terrifying couple ever. And
Zhang Li and Mai?
Mai would have actually, like, no, we talked about this, because he, after he becomes the Kenju-sen, has to go to where Makoto is, which is with Zanli's parents, and he explains the whole, I rescued your daughter from this. Literally the only person that her lion father, who already is in Makoto, so they'd be like, honor. It's like, you rescued my daughter and saved her honor. You are the only person worthy of my daughter.
But with The Witcher, he'll rescue the princess from the curse.
And with her whole buffing thing, plus Mai being Mai, it would just give him a few
Cascades.
cleric buffing rounds, and he would murder everything.
Yeah, it's.
And make a lot of children.
I think my.
But that's just because Zanli's making a lot of children anyways.
And it's his duty. Honor demands it.
But she's just gonna make a lot of children regardless. And the one that was supposed to be the bastard offspring of her and
Sorry,
Kenichi
my
was just going to
L5R
become Kenichi.
campaign got people very, very.
We enjoyed it.
Yes.
Minus the stupid things that happened.
What's stupid?
Yeah.
Oh.
I almost got a little bit of an anger issue with Yao. Yeah, his best friend just ended up dying. He's eventually going to drink himself to death in a tragic accident.
Right.
Horribly tragic accident.
You know what Kyle's still favorite part of that end episode was?
Hmm.
What's her name? His ex-girlfriend. What's her name?
Sierra?
Yeah, Sierra's character, and the little thing I wrote next to her is still dead.
Oh. Yeah.
She came into the game, got cut down in the first scene that she was in, almost.
That was brutal.
And she was like 1 hit point away from death, and her body was lying in a snowbank. And the guy who was the medic came up to her and failed his medicine roll.
Oops.
Thought she was dead, and they left her to die in the snow.
Oh.
L5R is an incredibly brutal game.
It's incredibly lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when his backup character went up against a minor enemy, and I rolled dice, and the dice in that game explode just like in this game, and I exploded the damage die
You dealt
4
like 50,
times.
you dealt like 56 damage.
It was 57.
And max hit
damage
points tend
total.
to be around the mid-30s.
Wow.
So I cut him in half.
I had just finished building him a little avatar because they switched to online at that point. I was like, here's a new character. Don't need it now. Gotta kill Flint.
God, when we played Dragon Star, we were probably like 3 years into this campaign, and we got a new player, a boyfriend of one of the other gamers, and he was like one of those meticulous power gamers, where it was like every single piece of this character has to be handpicked to accent every other piece. It has to be a mechanical wonder that does one thing really well. In his case, he ranged weapons. He was like 7th level. He had like got himself like a plus 17 or 18 to hit, which was just ridiculous. So he was like a sniper. That was his thing. He found a spot up in the middle of nowhere and just spent the whole time punking bad guys. So he goes and gets himself this. So he's up there doing his thing, and it was this big, climactic battle. They were finally getting the big bad. He'd escaped twice to this point. There's actually literally a shuttle rising up on its launching pad that they're in as they're battling his henchmen. He's climbing into the canopy of it, and he's taking shots at him, and then he looks down and he sees that there's this crew-serviced weapon being spun around to him, and I shoot him with it. It was an antimatter cannon. All that skills and all those points and all the 5 or 6 hours it took him to make this character meant nothing when I took him from full hit points to negative 72 hit points in one shot.
Yeah.
Blew a hole in him like this. That I saw him as he looks down down, you see the little twinkle of antimatter disintegrating around the edges as it continues to grow before he fell down and died.
Nice.
Down 3 floors of catwalk and then thudded onto the ground. And of course, they killed the bad guy like the next round, but it was glorious to take at least one of them down. And then there was the Orc, who was they're half ogre, basically like half ogre, half bugbear, half orc. Yeah, I know, right? They're genetic crossbreeds that are built for size and strength, but the big weakness they have is because
Sounds
of
like
all the
children
muscle
with
mass that they
Jack
have to their size, they're large.
She's half crab.
They don't have their chest cavities and lung capacity isn't enough, so their big Achilles heel is a -4 against gases. Yeah, which I'm like, why did they
Please give me
even
my
bother?
cannon fodder.
We had some other ones. Kobolds actually were a good viable character race. So this is the first campaign set that turned kobolds into like an actual decent
Playable
player
race.
race. Well, they were dragons ruled the galaxy.
This was a 3.5?
Yes, well, 3.0, but it adapted to Thrive without too much hassle.
Yeah.
I still got the books for it. It was one of the better campaigns I've ever run. I wish Fantasy Flight Games would update it, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Honestly, if this game ends up not working out, I'm pretty sure by that time I'll have a copy of Savage Worlds Rifts with me. Totally.
Savage Worlds Rifts?
Yes, they just ended the Kickstarter yesterday.
Wow, that's going to be pretty special.
Yeah, well, Kevin Sammedia finally let his grubby little hands off of it, and now the Savage Worlds people savaged it like crazy, and it looks pretty freaking awesome.
Wow.
So
that would be interesting.
Yeah, think about rifts in a system that makes freaking sense. And you don't have somebody like Sammedia behind it whose motto with character classes is, I don't care if they're balanced. Seriously, that's what, when somebody asked him about it, like, you know, these character classes are all not balanced and everything. I mean, there's like 7 or 8 different levels of character classes at starting level. Why did you do this? Who the fuck cares about balance?
You bought the book. Did you buy it because it was balanced? Well, actually, no, shut up! Yeah, funny stuff. We've got a garage video game studio that I'm a part of, and we work on game design and crap, and it's not as easy as it looks under the hood. I never had a problem with the DM stuff. That was always pretty easy, but trying to actually put all the mechanisms and the rules and the mechanics in place underneath is just a pain in the ass.
For a gaming book or for what?
Video game.
Oh, okay. I write role-playing game systems a lot.
Yes.
And so far, everybody's been very positive about all the ones I've written. So, I mean, actually, I even obviously wrote the one for Exalted Savaging, too. But before that, I wrote one for Star Wars.
D6?
No, Savage Worlds.
Savage World.
I've savagely converted 3 games now. And I have an L5R one that's partly finished, and a Naruto one that's partly finished.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah.
I used to be that into it. I have a hard time getting motivated anymore. Too many years, I think. Either that or I just got sick of the people I was gaming with. I'm not really sure.
Well, I hope you're having fun so far.
So far, I haven't hardly played at all in 15 years. Very refreshing.
Up until today, I've been on my first ever serious break from gaming since I started when I was 9. And it was only 6 months long.
And it was a miserable 6
It was
months.
horrible.
Structure, form, and format.
Yeah. Anyway, so
The rest of the dinner goes rather quietly. I haven't been able to drag much conversation out of Raziel.
the rest of the crew was
Evidently, he doesn't like speaking in public.
the rest of the officers are happy to talk as well. But I mean, you're talking about like the quartermaster,
Isn't he right here? Well, he's up
They
there.
just want to talk in flowery stuff and not be rude.
They just want to not make an ass out of themselves, really.
Just don't talk to me. Just don't talk. Hi.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me.
Monosyllabic answers. Go.
Osaka is happy to talk to you about whatever you want to talk to her about. If you have any questions for her, she's fine with it.
Small talk about the ship's weapons. The food is delicious. Hospitality is wonderful.
She only has the 2 essence cannons on board, but other than that, it's mostly got ballistas. They do have them in the firing deck, but she wishes they could have secured some more essence cannons for this vessel so that it was much more like it was in its heyday.
If you find some spare time and some open water, if she'd let you, those things are a blast.
That sounds a pun.
Essence cannons, nice.
Your first mate said it may be possible, but I felt I might want to ask you before anything. I was wondering if I could get a tour of the lower workings on the magic of the ship.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure I can have Siaga take you down.
And that would be wonderful.
I would ask that you refrain from getting too handsy with any of the equipment, as it's very valuable, and I am uncertain as to whether or not you have any skill with this particular set of equipment.
No, no.
Break
But
it, you bought it.
I just wanted to go down and take some notes on the particular magic circuits you used. I might be able to translate them for more conventional use.
If you think so, that's perfectly fine by me. Just don't break it.
I
Don't
will.
take it apart either. We need that in case something happens.
Question. Tell me about the shogunate. It keeps coming back to that in a lot of the things that we've talked about.
Out of character.
Out of character.
Yeah, character that's just. Tell me about the history of our ancestors. I am not equipped for this question, good sir.
736 years ago is when the Empress took power.
Right.
Before that, there was a period called the Shogunate era.
Okay.
That was the established government after the coming of the Immaculate Dragons.
Okay.
The Shogunate was essentially just like the realm. It was a Blessed Isle centric government that spanned pretty much all of creation.
Okay.
Unlike today, where it only has control of part of it. Although during the latter periods of the shogunate, it shrunk and shrunk and shrunk, especially when there was multiple shoguns at the same time.
Okay.
During that era, they had all sorts of different magic technologies that have been lost to the modern day. Weather control, the ability to produce more war striders, power armors were seen, great airships, flying castles, all that kind of stuff. The shogun,
So the fantasy apocalypse.
pretty much.
Okay.
They had each of the different sub-eras of the shogunate is based on which dynasty happened to be holding power at the time, and each of the different emperors are known by a different moniker. You know, there's the Yellow Emperor, the White Emperor, the Jade Emperor, I think there's the Flowered Emperor. Most of them are pretty much lost to history, other than in their names. A few of them were so famous or infamous at the time that they've been etched into history forever.
Okay.
The shogunate was not the first government, but it was the first creation-wide government. Before the shogunate, there were 5 elemental kingdoms, one in each direction, each controlled by its own high paragons. During that time period, a new form of exalt came about called the Anthema, who stole their power from the high gods, created the antithetical nations, and stole control over creation, which is when the Immaculates came down and righted creation.
Okay.
So after
A very highly edited history lesson.
the history that you guys were taught, if you paid attention.
Do what now?
And
used to be awesome.
the
Still
Immaculates formed the shogunate with Pasiap as the first shogun.
Okay.
So that's who the shogun was. Is there anything specific you'd want to know more about?
That should about cover it. I was just trying to get some context, because that gets thrown out a lot.
The shogunate era, or the shogunate age, whatever you would like to call it, is about 2,000 years long, and
That is how long it was, or that's how much they've been able, info they've been able to recover.
According to the legends/histories that you were told, it's roughly 2,000 years long.
And that ended 700 some odd years ago.
Yes.
Interesting. What was there before that?
Like I said, that was when the 5 great nations existed.
Hmm.
The 5 elemental nations, which were then torn asunder by the antithetical nations, which played first the elemental nations against each other, and then became strong enough that they could just blow them aside and rule the world.
Okay, there we
The
go.
reason why the Fire Nation wanted to conquer everyone.
That's because the other elements were weak.
Except for that Earth element. Stupid Earth
Stupid Earth. Just need a bigger machine.
element.
Earth element is too OP.
But yes, that's the shogunate era.
Okay.
He's being mean to me, mostly.
Ooh, what?
I have a very dangerous curiosity with Shogunate era artifacts.
Oh, I figured as much. Hey, go get us blown up.
Considering the flaw is called Death Wish.
What's that? I got a gif of
At least
someone's inside a cockpit of a mech.
I have a
Minor death wish
I
for
forgot about it.
Shogunate era weaponry.
It was the
No.
Or Shogunate weapon.
No.
it's
Era,
inside of the
everything.
inside of a
Everything.
pot.
Everything.
Shogunate
The,
era, the
cockpit
golden
of a
era
mech.
artifact.
He wants
And
to
the
bring
guy's
back
looking out and he sees this
golden
giant
era
robot
age.
coming in, so he reaches
The
over,
ability to build
hits the
things.
button that says lasers. The next one says cannons. He flips the switch that says missiles, and he looks up and goes, no, and flips the one that says more missiles, and flips the other one that says all the missiles. And then, of course, there's a great big red button in the middle that says, don't ever push this button. If you don't know what this button means, you should never, ever, ever, ever push it. And it's got a glass case and a bow tie and everything else. It hits the button and doesn't do anything. But by that point, he'd already fired all the missiles and all the cannons and all the guns. And all
What
the
was this
lasers.
from?
It's a gift that I've got. It's from. It said what it was. It's from an anime.
Mm.
That should explain everything.
Yeah. So, what were you talking about?
Shogunate
Shogunate
technology
era,
and the below
blah,
decks.
blah.
Out of curiosity, does he have any curiosity on the Bagratian technologies?
On the what?
Bagrash Coal?
Explain more.
The nation of alchemical power that rose up during 200 RY.
The answer is probably, but those weren't as glorified or mentioned at all, really, by name that I found.
Where were you?
In-
In
Anywhere?
sources.
Really?
This is the first time I've heard of it. But
Bagrash Kol is the sorcerer king that built a empire of the duchies and nearly toppled the realm.
I think I've heard something about that.
I'm not
but
sure where the lore is.
I think I've read something about that somewhere.
It's one of the four original mentions of the Eye of Atoklan.
Give me a book reference.
Gosh, which book is that in?
So you understand why I don't know it.
Actually, I think it is in the main book.
I think it is because that sounds familiar. And I have read the lore of the main Exalted. Third edition, second edition.
The answer is probably,
No, fair. I read third.
but the majority of the information I was able to find was the Lost Age artifacts of Amazing.
Okay, well, you have a high enough lore that you'd know who the Bagratians were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Death Wish is a desire to bring back Lost Age artifacts. So, yes, it could very well be from them if I find schematics and things like that. It's stuff that have been lost to time. That I'm
And not just to
after.
find them, the ability to just reproduce the technology.
To recreate them.
So,
Which is why it's a death wish, because it's insane.
is there anything you guys wanted to talk to the officers, including the first or the captain, about at that dinner?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No.
I'm sure she'd be interested. You're a dragon. You're a water dragon. You're already better than her.
Who?
The first
First
mate.
mate.
Oh.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do what?
Oh, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
my lady LegacyOfFeremS01E01A, one of the lesser scions wanted to make certain that you received a special dessert pack. He said it was some form of apology.
As long as he is not delivering it, I will.
It's a trap.
He made it himself.
It would not be the first time I've been poisoned. Did I tell you that story?
Custard with clotted cream and
I have a story written out actually when Temperance was about to go to school and her mother did this whole. We have to have a family portrait because our daughter's about to go to school. That one too is about to go off to a crazy idea.
Munchausen's bit. Pretty
And-
much.
oh boy.
Like her mother's like, I'm so sad my daughters are leaving me. That one's going to an insane asylum and this one's going to be going from school. So I'm going to make all their favorite dishes. And this is my cherished daughter and this is my cherished daughter. That seems suspicious. Here's individual servings of all the food. This seems suspicious.
Don't trade.
But you also served her food and okay, eat.
It's
Spent whole night vomiting like, yep, I was poisoned. The next day, oh no, honey, it's fine. You know what, you're sick again. You just don't have the strength to come for the photos. That's fine. We'll come back and put you in later. You mean you won't put me in at all? Yeah, sure. Yep. And so she, through sheer integrity, because I didn't know if you were going to require the stories to do what you do, how you get your specialties and stuff. Through sheer integrity, forced herself there, get dressed, not puke or anything, just stand there. So I was like, no, it's okay. You're sick. It's like, no. She stood there that entire time being painted. It's like, this is a giant painting. You can't have it recommissioned because she's gone, and you can't do anything with the painting because then everyone's going to question why you took down a giant painting. And it was victory for Temperance. I'm in this family photo. Suck it. Her mother's a wonderful person.
It sounds like it.
I wonder where she got it from.
So, if that's it, then the food is eventually given. You have some kind of strange pudding.
Question mark. I like the question
dot,
mark.
dot, dot, question mark.
And you're going to eat it.
Butterscotch.
As I said, this is not the first time I've been poisoned. So
So what does it taste like?
what's it taste like?
Suffering.
It's Daho, so it probably tastes like incompetence.
Cigarettes and sadness.
It is a
That's a
mint strawberry custard.
Weird, but
Yeah?
not altogether
That's
unpleasant.
no. I
Unless you
picture a
messed it
lot
up
of like
somehow.
I picture a lot of Fareem's like food, Cherak's food being a mix of Russian and Korean
Works for me.
because it's like a Russian temperature, so
Borscht
they probably,
and kimchi
they probably
soup.
have a lot of pickled things.
I have no problem with that. I will adopt that.
I think it's
Sure
just
thing.
like a gajillion side dishes.
Considering they're also heavily into the whole, prepping.
Wouldn't that be kind of like Hungarian
Morning
food
just
then?
involved vodka.
Oh, Russians have a lot of pickling too.
You know
Seems
that?
like if we're talking about Russia and Asia and we cram them together, I mean, you'd probably
Call
end
that
up with
Eurasia.
Hungary would be the
Korea's got some weird
milk
pickle
dud right in
things,
the middle.
but I also just see all the side dishes, and for some reason I'm actively
That
seeing
was
the
a genuine
chopsticks.
mistake, okay?
I'm actively seeing the metal
Right?
chopsticks for some reason.
Milk dud?
Like I don't know why I just keep picturing the metal chopsticks.
Because you can stab people with them. They're dual purpose.
Alright,
You
so,
fighter.
you guys are put onto, you guys head back to your rooms, go to sleep, and it's midnight, so...
Ooh, the witching hour. Burner, she's a witch.
That's tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow. It's full moon.
Don't know. Don't care. Not working.
Mm-hmm.
Full moon at my work brings out weird people.
Okay. Well, then
It's so
I
strange.
will.
So,
That people that
now
show up
is
at
the
work.
time when I ask the obvious questions. One, did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Okay,
She'll probably be a little less broody when she gets.
Off the water where she's at her element.
No, once she gets through the whole. Oh, hey, look, it's the area I never wanted to fucking go to.
are you guys getting kind of the feel of the culture and the,
Yeah, I'm
the
getting
people?
the
Getting
gist of
there.
it.
Okay.
There's going to have to be some more osmosis.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it'll come. I'm not worried about that.
I'm sure. As long as you guys feel like I'm trying to get you immersed in this.
Oh, yeah. You'll be
Thing.
fine.
I will
It's not
say,
you, it's me.
I will say I've had to do a bunch of stuff sort of off the cuff today. I've kind of had a rough day. So I hope I was able to do this.
It was not obvious.
Good. Is there anything?
And I pulled my
Oh,
pretty
right.
much the entire last game I DM'd completely out of my rear. Because these people don't know how to follow a fucking plan.
I'm sorry.
It's all
There's
good.
nothing wrong with
I
a half-orc
actually
camp.
ended up being 5 times more fun than it probably would have ended up being anyway.
So hilarious.
So it was totally cool, but everything except for the first half hour was completely and totally off script.
I figured it was as soon as we took that left turn.
Which is totally fine, because all it is to me is changing some minis and trying to make up some new names.
Was
That's it.
there anything during this game session that you'd like to see more of, less of? Is there anything that we didn't do that you'd like to do? I know I kind of expected to get a little farther so that we would get to something that was more of a system-based thing rather than these very few occasional rolls.
Mhm.
But in my games, we often go several game sessions without ever having a combat,
Mhm.
and it's all because we're role-playing like crazy. And
I try
No,
not
I'm
to
cool with
get
that.
yeah,
As long as I get to occasionally swing my sword and break necks and stuff like that, that's fine. I can tide myself over with just intimidating people and
and throwing them like
and
skip
throwing
rocks.
them.
you did do that. That was pretty funny.
That was hilarious.
I
Gotta roll
can't
with
believe
it.
you rolled a freaking 28. That was
It was
amazing.
the Snake Eyes and something, then 28.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Snake Eyes a 4 and then that ridiculous roll, which I'm sure will happen again.
The Snake Eyes was pretty amusing too, I have to admit.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was hoping for
First
at all.
I could see that.
I know, I can't get too picky. I had a dragon almost kill itself with critical fumbles.
Oh, I've done that before.
With
You know-
multi-attack, and you go, 1. Okay, fine. That attack misses. 1. What the hell? 1. And it's like, oh my god, it's like a comedy of errors. And then you've got to try to fit it in there. Oh, it knocks this over, it falls into that. Wait a minute, it triggers a collapse? And of course, I thought it died, and you bring it back 5 or 6 sessions later, and it's all tore up, the mangled wing. I blame
Pissed
you
his
for that.
hands.
Yes, I was really mad.
My experience is that I cannot have anything in my game that is a lizard folk.
A lizard folk?
My lizard folk stab each other through the eyes
Oh my god.
every time. It's freaking annoying. All right, and this tribe of lizard folk all died on their own spears. What the fuck?
Was that the Judaic Defense Brigade? Or the Self-Liberation Brigade of Judea?
It was so freaking annoying. I went like
The Suicide
3
Squad.
game sessions in a row where they were supposed to have this lizardman what would be the good word for it? A lizard